this is the game winner coming up right here that makes it Komets 5 right there. The rebound is in. Flint doesn't like it, but the Komet fans love it. And yes, folks, this is 9 in a row. We're going to show it to you again. The slap is just rejected, but Salvucci is right there for the game winner. That made it 5-4. Dale Baldwin added one a couple of minutes later. In fact, with less than a minute to go to make the final a 6-4 count. Here it comes right at you. Right there. The Komets are now just 7 points behind first place Milwaukee with their 6-4 win over Flint. Can we show it to you in slow-mo? You bet. Right there. Let's give you the scores in the IHL. Komets over Flint 6-4. Milwaukee loses again. Nice defense, Milwaukee. 8-6 to Toledo.
Led 2-0 in the second period when Robbie Laird puts one through the goalie's legs right there. Flint scores again to make it 3-1, but Doug Rigler gets that one back all by himself. Flint's lead is cut to 3-2. Then Bill Nichols ties the game. Watch him on a quick wrist shot from right of the goalie. K's go ahead. Rigler drops it off to Wally Schreiber here. A quick shot, and it's in. The Komets get another one coming up here. Vic Morin's slap shot. It's saved. Steve Salvucci on the rebound. They get one more to make it the final. The Komets over Flint 6-4. Toledo down. First place Milwaukee 8-6. Muskegon beat Peoria. In the NHL, Washington tied Buffalo. The Rangers beat Pittsburgh 6-3. Minnesota leads Chicago in the third period.
Losing their winning streak.
Another streak of a lot more importance ended tonight. Wayne Gretzky's 51 game winning streak and scoring streak ended. Edmonton got beat and he got shut out, so it ends at 51 games. But the Komets' winning streak is also over. Snapped tonight at the Coliseum. The Peoria Prancers, the Snappers, with a 4-3 victory. The K's build up a 2-0 lead in the second period on goals by Steve Salvucci and Rob Moats, but Peoria fought back, taking a 3-2 lead in the third on a goal by Grant Rozenzov. But about halfway through the period, Robbie Laird tied it on a goal-mouth scramble, but with 6 minutes left in the game, Peoria got loose on a 4-on-1 break. Brad Kempthorne got the goal past Dan Sancardier. 4-3 the final, Peoria. The K's are in Toledo tomorrow afternoon. In other games in the IHL this evening, Milwaukee a winner over Muskegon, and Kalamazoo 6, Toledo 1.
It's Komet hockey time as Cablevision 25 brings you the Komets versus the Peoria Prancers. Here is the voice of the Komets, Bob Chase.
Welcome to tonight's pregame activity and the big match tonight between the Fort Wayne Komets and the Peoria Prancers here at the Memorial Coliseum. The Komets on a 9 straight victory run at this particular time, looking to make it 10. This would be the longest IHL victory skein in the league this year. Komet General Manager Coach Ron Elliott here in pregame, reflecting a little bit on the run your club has made. Ron, I felt that the game played here Friday night against Milwaukee had to be one of the best performances I've ever seen a Komet team perform for.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I know a lot of other people who watched the game felt that way too. There was just a lot of good skating, some good passing, just a real exciting hockey game.
Of course, after home ice protection here tonight, what do we have, 3 straight on the road?
Yes, we're going on the road pretty much for most of the month of February, so it's real important that we get these home games.
And of course, Sunday night or Sunday afternoon will find us against the Toledo Gold Diggers, and that's going to turn out to be as big a game as we had here with Milwaukee.
Well, depending on what Toledo does tonight and what we do, it could mean second place. Of course, if we win tonight and they lose, I think that'll put us 3 points ahead of them, and that'll all they can do is close into 1 point if they beat us Sunday night.
That was a tough hockey game last night. It was a good physical game. How about your players? Did everybody come out of it in good shape?
Oh yeah, everybody's ready to go. We've except of course for Ron Leaf. He's got the broken finger, and you're going to be talking to him a little later here, and he really could come back, but we felt that since we're not playing all next week, our next game is Friday. For the sake of 2 games, we want Ron Leaf for the rest of the year and not take a chance on having him re-injure that finger.
I think the amazing thing last night was Wally Schreiber was a doubtful starter up until game time almost, but once Wally got out there, he left little doubt he came to play.
Well, I hope he gets hurt again because he played so well. He had a Charlie horse that he suffered in the Wednesday game, and but you know, we talked to him in warm-up. He says, yeah, it's a little sore, but I'll be able to go, and he sure was flying out there getting the hat trick.
What do you have to do with a team that's playing as well as yours is at this point in a dressing room before a game to get them up? Do they need much hype to get them going?
Not really. In fact, I think one of the things you want to caution against is being a little too loose, and because they're having so much fun now when a team is winning and winning that many games, that could be the only problem you could be faced with. But they get themselves up, and pretty much you just talk about your game plan and how you want to work your power play and breakouts and forechecking.
Do you have any special plans for Peoria tonight? Do you have any thoughts on how they might play, or are you just going to put your game plan to work and make them play your game?
Well, they're kind of a team that they really don't do anything unique or exciting. You know, by that I don't mean that they don't play well, but there's no trick plays, or there doesn't seem to be you know, 2 or 3 guys that you really have to key on. You just have to go out there and play your game. I feel if we do play our game, we'll win.
Ron, it's a heck of a transition from mid-December to late January. I'm sure folks who've watched this hockey club, and the crowds are really beginning to gather, they'd hardly realize it's the same team in many aspects.
Well, yeah, we really have turned it around. I think, you know, one of the factors was our injury situation in December, our sickness. We had a lot of guys who were getting the flu and that, and the general attitude on everybody's part as far as a winning attitude.
We're in a good position right now. We're high in the league. We're 5 points out of first place, playing well. We're only 1 point out of third place, but nevertheless, it's not a bad spot to be in.
No, it isn't. I think the most important thing is getting ourselves concerned about having a good, strong finish for the next couple of months and being ready for the playoffs.
Ron, congratulations. Things are going great. Good luck tonight, and I'm sure we're going to see another super game.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay, Ron Elliott, general manager, coach of the Fort Wayne Komets, and he has done a tremendous job getting this hockey club in the position it's in right now. Another Ron who will not be in action tonight because of the broken finger we alluded to a little while ago, Ron Leaf, of course, who has been a star of the club here for the past 3 years. And Ron, how's it going, number one, the hand?
Well, the hand's healing fairly well. Like Ron said earlier, that I could have played tonight, but it's no sense risking the injury again. If I hurt it again, it could be up to 6 to 8 weeks. So we took another week off, and maybe next Friday I'll get back in.
I know you were out warming up earlier this evening, and it seemed as though you were handling things pretty well.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the shape that I've kept. I've been working kind of hard and trying to keep in shape and keeping my timing, because when you're stick handling with a broken finger, it's kind of hard. But like I said, it's healing fairly well, so it's come along good.
Tough game to miss last night, eh?
Yes, I was feeling it last night, because the boys played really, really well, and when they do, everybody wants to be a part of it. But I was in the dressing room, and there was such a good feeling that it just overflowed, and I felt really good.
Well, Ronnie, get well in a hurry. Let's get that finger working, and you have till next Friday and get back and fill them up again.
Okay, thanks a lot, Bob.
Ron Leaf, and that's our story here on the pregame show. We'll be ready to go with the Fort Wayne Komet Peoria Prancer hockey match, a big one here on a Saturday night. Match between the Fort Wayne Komets and the Peoria Prancers as we give you this presentation in the hopes that you will have a chance to enjoy Fort Wayne Komet hockey. At center ice, ready to face it off for Peoria, Grant Razanzoff. For the Komets, Doug Rigler. Peoria controlling the initial face-off. Jerry August cross-rink to Steve Harrison. They dump it in wide of the Fort Wayne net. Danny Sancardier getting the start and goal for the Komets tonight. Puck loose up the left boards. Wally Schreiber dumping it out to center ice, and back to cover now for Peoria is Steve Harrison. Back off the boards, intercepted by Rigler. Taken away, a shot on goal wide. That off the stick of the Komet defenseman, Wayne Bishop. Got on by Bill Nichols, and Nichols back into his own zone. Slammed hard to the boards, and up it comes, kept in the zone, out toward the point, and poked away nicely by Schreiber. Covered now by Grant Razanzoff, and he dumps it back into the Fort Wayne zone, but it was an offside call against the Peoria Prancers. Both teams now with line changes. Our referee tonight is Harry Hodgson. The linesmen are Brian Campbell and Mike McComb. Komets counter with number 20 Bob Atwell at center, number 7 Dale Baldwin at right wing, and number 18 Rob Moats on the left side. The defense, Craig Steenson, number 6, and defenseman number 22 Vic Morin. And again, the play controlled by Peoria over center ice. Ian Turnbull with a puck, finally driven in to the Fort Wayne zone, but another offside call against the Peoria Prancers. So the face-off once again comes outside the Fort Wayne blue line. Keith Knight on the face-off for Peoria. It's dumped to the Fort Wayne zone. Craig Steenson with the puck, circling at his own zone, centering it out, intercepted, and Peoria comes back to the zone. Steenson broke it up nicely, dumping it back into the Peoria zone. Turnbull, cross rink, back up the middle, intercepted Fort Wayne. Now Steenson waits, trying to get his team on side. Laird trying to control it, but his winger, Baldwin, did not come into the zone in time. So the face-off, once again, will be just to the Peoria side of center ice. Game just underway. Only a minute and 7 seconds so far into the match. Face-off control by Fort Wayne. Steenson, cross rink to Morin. Tips a nice pass that's turned all the way to the zone. A drive by Robbie Laird. Just missed the corner of the net. Good check. Controlled now by Rob Moats of the Komets. Sends it back up the middle. And Moats trying for it again. Knocks the puck down. Into the corner it goes. And here's Bobby Atwell up into the hole. Picked up now by Peoria. George White trying to move it. Sends it cross rink up the defense. Dumped to the Fort Wayne zone where it's knocked down again by Steenson. He has a weak pass. But Vic Morin comes in and pulls the puck out to center ice. Turnbull dropping it back to Megan. Ronnie Megan of Peoria back out to Ian Turnbull. Checking him is Steve Salvucci. Sal trying to run him to the boards. Finally tipped to the Fort Wayne zone again, and Vic Morin out at center ice. Baldwin backhands it all the way to the Peoria corner. Line change coming on the ice for the Komets. Peoria also making a change. Peoria back up. Long lead pass to center ice. Fired all the way in behind the Fort Wayne net. It's going to be centered out front. It does come, but it's knocked down nicely by Mike Boland, number 3 for the Komets. Sends it up the boards, and Wayne Bishop coming from behind the Fort Wayne net. Bishop up the middle. Good pass to John Hillworth. Hillworth now holds his man to the boards, and Bishop still outside now drives it off the boards behind the Peoria net, where it's controlled by Jerry August of the Prancers. Give and go to Steve Harrison back out at center ice, all the way back in the Fort Wayne zone. Mike Boland, number 3 for the Komets, back to play it. Mike trying to find a play, and it's a weak pass, but it's deflected, but comes out to center ice. Controlled again by August. He's nailed by Big John Hillworth. Behind the net again, Wayne Bishop for Fort Wayne, trying to find an outlet pass up to Mike Boland. Boland nicely up the middle, too far for his centerman Palaziani. And here's Jerry August for Peoria starting the rush. Long drive, turned nicely out of there by St. Cartier. Up the boards it comes, and they'll tie it up inside the Fort Wayne zone, get a whistle and a face-off. No scoring thus far in the match. We're just 3 minutes and 12 seconds old. The face-off will stay in the Fort Wayne zone and will be in the face-off circle to the right of Danny St. Cartier. Brian Campbell, the linesman, along with Mike McComb. It'll be Campbell to drop the puck in play between Rozanzov of Peoria and Rigler of the Komets. Rigler behind the net. Vic Morin of the Komets with the puck. Sending it off to Bill Nichols. Nichols, number 10, coming up the left board, slides it out to center to Rigler. Here's Doug. Backhands it into the zone. Robbie Laird goes in on the corner hard. Instead, the goaltender, Lastica, trying to move it out into the corner, but it's tied up behind the Peoria net. So the face-off now moves into the Peoria zone. It will be in the face-off circle to the right of Jeff Lastica, the goaltender for the Peoria Prancers tonight. Keith Knight in the face-off against the Komets' Doug Rigler. Controlled by the Peoria defense, Doug Poirier. Poirier up the boards. Out on the right wing where it's dumped by Brian Shaw back in the Fort Wayne corner. St. Cartier handles the puck. Couldn't clear it enough. Came out in front of the net, but Doug Rigler with a nice play breaks that up. Rigler fans on a pass. Picked up again by Peoria. Trying to move it up the slot. Can't do the job. Good body check as Rigler knocks his man off the puck. Vic Morin down in the corner pressed hard for the play. Stolen. And they're back. Look out, right out in front of the net. Dangerous play, but Wally Schreiber for the Komets comes up with the puck. Off the boards, kept in at the point as Peoria puts the rush on. Out to center ice. Good pass. Robbie Laird into Wally Schreiber. It's broken up, stays at the line. Ian McGinnis for Peoria. Dumps it back to his defense. Peoria on the way, moving to center. Long pass right wing into the attacking zone to McGinnis. McGinnis now checked off the puck. It's broken up, and a nice body check right in the zone. Dumped away, picked up again. As nobody seems to get much control of the puck, Shaw dumps it right to the net. St. Cartier slides it back up the boards. Komets come out of their zone. Long lead pass too far away. Here comes Jerry August into the zone, and he had to stay on the zone because of an offside. A good bit of checking by the Peoria Prancers. Bottles the Komets up. Here comes Peoria with a man at the goal mouth and just missing a tip in George White. White got it in his feet now, still battles for the loose puck, and up with the puck for the Komets, Rob Moats, number 18. Stops behind the net, clears it up the left defense to Craig Steenson, all the way to center ice to Wally Schreiber. Broken up nicely by the defense, August. And back comes Steve Harrison now for Peoria, dropping it deep into the Fort Wayne zone. Craig Steenson back for the play. Up the boards, out it comes. The lead pass is to Atwell, and Atwell couldn't handle it. Peoria coming back with George White into the zone. Atwell back checks, couldn't control the puck again. Rob Moats does a good job of checking. Atwell overskated another one. A shot high, that time off the stick of Knight. Rolls back up the boards, kept into the zone nicely by Peoria. Dumped deep into the corner as George White trying to center the pass. Baldwin couldn't handle it, now comes up with it for Fort Wayne. Here's Baldy, cross rink to Bobby Atwell. Atwell had the puck poked away, and back again comes Peoria with Harrison. Harrison, a long shot, went wide that time by Brad Kempthorne. Into the corner it is Baldwin. He's nailed by Kempthorne, but comes up with it anyway. Tips it out to Wayne Bishop. Bishop up the left boards. Has to stick handle away from a check to Mike Boland. On the left wing again to Rob Moats. Moats drops a short pass off to Atwell, and here's Bob on his way. Atwell over center and pumps a long pass deep into the Peoria corner. Jerry August sends it around behind the net. In goes Steve Salvucci, loose puck. He's got it, going around behind the net. Sal trying to cram it in the short side. Nice play. August takes Salvucci to the boards, and the goaltender, Lastica, has to come out and hang on for a whistle. So the Komets are beginning to generate a little more. Little crowd around that Peoria net, and the faceoff will stay on Peoria ice in the circle to the left of Lastica, the goaltender for Peoria. Dan Poliziani is number 14 for the Komets at center. Steve Salvucci, number 21 at the left wing. Big John Hillworth, number 2, playing the right side for the K's tonight. On this particular line combination, Brian Campbell, the linesman, set to drop the puck. Little equipment repair by Jeff Lastica. Apparently a strap came loose on the side of the big goal pads. Now he's ready. Mike Prestige in on the faceoff for Peoria. Out it comes to Fort Wayne, and Boland with a drive and a save as Lastica covered the angle well. Kempthorne comes out. Boland carries him off the play, and it's Salvucci with it for Fort Wayne. Steve sends it in on the left side, and deep into the corner goes Ian Turnbull for Peoria. Back up the middle. Lead pass broken up nicely again by Salvucci. Shoot, save, rebound, and unable to get to it was Big John Hillworth. Kept into the zone momentarily, but here comes Peoria. Long lead pass intended for Brad Kempthorne. Went over his stick, turned all the way around the boards by the goaltender Sancardi. Kempthorne gets it back out to the point and all the way back into the Peoria zone. There'll be no icing as Peoria cleared the puck. Prancers now back up ice they come. Trying to carry it out was Megan. He's checked off, but Kempthorne sends it to center where it's intercepted by John Hillworth. John off the boards, nails Kempthorne. And the loose puck slides in behind the Peoria net, where Ian Turnbull takes the play for the Prancers. Back to Kempthorne. Kempthorne at center ice, trying to work his way to the Fort Wayne zone, goes wide to the left side. Broken up nicely by Poliziani, taken off by Hillworth, and Big John comes to center. John at the line now and drops a nice pass off to Salvucci. Sal goes across the zone to the left side. Still has control of it and bangs it toward the corner, but missed. Jerry August sends a lead pass out to Prestige. Prestige dumps it back into the Fort Wayne corner. All right, Komets trying to get on the attack. Vic Morin with the puck. Vic slides a nice pass up the middle. Two Komets collide as Laird went after the puck, and it's dumped all the way back into the Fort Wayne zone by Shaw. Look out front. Bill Nichols takes the play off the boards out to center ice, and here's Wally Schreiber after that puck. He's got a man with him. It's Laird. Sends it to Laird, and he didn't get a piece of it. Nice centering pass, but Laird could not get a stick on it. Grant Rozanzoff back on the attack for Peoria into the Fort Wayne zone. Out toward the point, and it came outside and offside as the whistle blows. So the faceoff once again will be outside the Fort Wayne Komet line. There's still no score. 11:46 still to play in period number 1 between the Fort Wayne Komets and the Peoria Prancers. Danny Sancardi in goal for the K's tonight, getting a start. Dan has not seen a great deal of action because of the tremendous run of success Darren Jensen has had. But Danny, the Mighty Mite, has been up in Hershey, and he led the Hershey Bears to a 7-5 American Hockey League win last week. Okay, Wally Schreiber in now to face it off against Rozanzoff, and it is controlled by who? Right now it's tipped to center ice as it's kind of scratchy. But Steve Harrison takes a long shot on goal. Sancardier gloves it and leaves it behind the net. Craig Steenson now for the Komets. Back he comes on the attack. Right wing pass. Wayne Bishop. Bishop to Laird. Couldn't get a piece of it. It's all the way into the Peoria zone. Rozanzov starts back up towards center. Lead pass broken up momentarily by Steenson, but picked up again by Peoria as Jerry August fires it into the Fort Wayne zone. Wayne Bishop out the left boards to Steenson. Taken away. Peoria trying to set it up. A shot deflected wide. On the boards they go again, and Shaw going into the corner with Doug Rigler. Rigler around the boards. Rozanzov still checks him. Riggs trying to come up with it, and instead Wayne Bishop. Round the boards to Laird. Pokes it out to center. After it is Rigler. Lead pass deep into the right corner for Wally Schreiber. Schreiber looking for a man to set it up with. Takes it behind the net. It's broken up, and Peoria with the puck again. Steve Harrison. Harrison, number 4 for the Prancers, to Grant Rozanzov. He moves towards center ice and then pumps a long one into the Fort Wayne zone, knocked down by the defense Bishop. Turned nicely up the boards by Baldwin as Laird slips a check, goes after it, but it's cleared to center by Peoria. Here comes Shaw, has help on the way. Shot of the line, long shot. Whoa! It hit the post and came back out. What a shot that was, as Sancardier didn't even get a chance to move on it. Lastica clears it off behind his net, and here comes Peoria again. Out to center ice. Boland checks his man on the loose puck in the Fort Wayne zone. Vic Morin for the Komets. 2 men on him. Sends it up the right boards to Dale Baldwin. Left wing pass. Here's Rob Moats on his way to the Peoria zone. Around the defense. Looks all the way around behind the net. Moats looks for help. Into the slot for Baldwin. Baldwin can't get it. Out to the point left side. A drive and a save by Lastica. Now it's Vic Morin all the way to the corner. Drops it off to Robbie Moats. Moats on the boards. Drops it loose. And we have... actually, the post behind the Peoria goaltender came right off the posts, off the pegs. That drew the whistle, and they have to replant those pegs, and they'll have to remount it. There are pegs that hold that goal from sliding, and of course, by the same token, if a body happens to slide into it, if you're tripped and slide into it, it just plain doesn't move. There's a real case for injury on that. You have to be careful with it. So the face-off will be at the top of the circle to the left of the Peoria goaltender. Keith Knight in on the face-off for the Prancers against Bob Atwell of the Komets. Atwell number 20 for the K's. 9:51 still left here in the period as the Komets control. Morin along the blue line now. Goes toward the left, slides it off, and a drive right wide of the net by Mike Boland, deflected up into the crowd. So that draws a whistle, and the face-off will come outside the Peoria blue line. 9:44 to go in period number 1. There is no score. This is Fort Wayne Komet hockey. All right, Keith Knight on the face-off against Bob Atwell of the Komets, just outside the Peoria blue line. No score, 9:44, still to go, period 1. Atwell gets the draw, back to the defense, and it's turned to Baldwin on the right side, and Baldwin backhands it in behind the Peoria net. Lastica looks around for the traffic. Baldwin comes in, tries to steal the puck out at the point. Morin with a drive at the goal mouth, turned wide, off into the right boards again. Rob Moats. Moats all the way up the slot. Mike Boland with a shot at the goal mouth. Save. Lastica rolls out in front of the net. Nobody got to it, and Moats put it along the goal crease, but just couldn't find the mark. Here they come, back out at center. Peoria on the break at center. George White to the Fort Wayne zone by the defense. Carried off the play nicely by Vic Morin, but still controlled by Peoria. Out at the point, Jerry August tries to send it loose. Broken up by Rob Moats. Moats now heads into the zone, lost the puck on the play. And Jerry August clears it across to his far defenseman. It's Harrison to the Fort Wayne line. And breaking in is George White to the zone, but the Komets take over there. Up ice they come. Here's Steve Salvucci on the way. Steve onto the zone around the defense. Steve out in front of the net. Centers the pass intended for Poliziani. Onto the zone again. Salvucci trying to poke the puck loose. Out at the point. Steenson a drive and a great save on the play by Lastica, the goaltender. He just folded the big pads over it and hung on. So that whistle will keep the face-off down in the Peoria zone. 8:39 still to go here in the first period of play. It's scoreless. The intensity of the game is beginning to pick up a little bit. Mike Prestige, number 22 for Peoria, to face off against the Komets. Dan Poliziani, number 14. Right to the net. And a save by the goaltender Lastica. Steve Harrison with the puck for Peoria. Up the boards, right side, tipped loose on the play. Out it comes. And back checking is Poliziani, but here comes Peoria to the Fort Wayne zone, and offside goes the big right winger, Brad Kempthorne. So the faceoff once again will be outside the Fort Wayne zone. Ron Megan over to talk to his coach, Pat Kelly, for a moment. Mike McComb, the linesman, to put the puck in play this time as the faceoff goes again to Peoria. Ian Turnbull with a shot. It's blocked by the Fort Wayne defense. John Hillworth pops it out to center. And again, it's Prestige with it for Peoria. Long shot that Sancartier makes a save on. Behind the net it comes, and moving it is Steenson, all the way out to the point left side. Megan skates in, looks, fires! Great save on the play. Komets move it out left boards, and back out at center ice is Steve Salvucci. Steve fires it right into Brad Kempthorne of Peoria. Kempthorne clears cross rink. Into the zone it goes to Prestige. Prestige hit on the play. It's broken up by Steenson of the Fort Wayne defense. Picked up again, and Turnbull is nailed that time by Big John Hillworth. Behind the net, it is going to be Bill Nichols of the Komets. He's harassed all the way around the boards by Glenn Oliver. Out it comes to center. Hillworth there, tips it by one man, and it's kept into the zone by Poliziani. He's got Salvucci in front of the net. Here's Poliziani. He looks, tries to feed it in front of the goal. Can't get the play. They're tied up, he and Turnbull. Still battling for the puck. Tipped up the left boards, and Peoria trying to dump it out of the zone. Kept in again by Poliziani, just wide of the net. Lastica, the goaltender, turns it aside. Now here's Steve Harrison on the rush for the Peoria Prancers. Over center, flips a big high shot to the net as Danny Sancartier watched it all the way. Wayne Bishop now behind the net for the Fort Wayne Komets, trying to get an outlet pass. Up it comes to Steenson. Steenson now out at center ice. Lead pass broken up by Ian McGinnis. McGinnis off to Razanzov. In it goes to the Fort Wayne zone, broken up by the Komet defense, and Steenson shovels it out to center. Steve Harrison again for Peoria, sends it out to center, broken up now by the Fort Wayne Komets as Wayne Bishop sends it off to Steenson, left side. Over center, Laird couldn't handle it, but here goes Wally Schreiber in on goal. Look, shoot, save, rebound, cleared right up into the crowd. Schreiber really came breaking in off that left wing. Got a good shot away. Lastica with a great save. And the Peoria defense cleared that puck way up into the crowd. 6:35 still to go here in the period. Little discussion around the Peoria net at the moment. Captain Steve Harrison talking to the linesman. Face-off will stay at the Peoria zone to the right of their goaltender, Jeff Lastica. No score, period one. Still 6:36 to go in the period. Wally Schreiber in the face-off circle for the Fort Wayne Komets. Facing it off against Keith Knight. Schreiber got it, but they whistle it down as someone had actually gotten inside the restricted zone of the red circle before the puck had been dropped. So they'll do it again. All right, Razanzov now the face-off man for Peoria. He'll face it off against Schreiber. No score. Back it goes to Jerry August of the Peoria Prancers. August, the man handling the puck, was a teammate of Bill Nichols on the U.S. Olympic team, and again was one of the final cuts. Fort Wayne defense with Boland breaking it up well, and August starts it out again in his own zone to Harrison, shoveling it up the boards. Broken up once by Vic Morin, cleared, but here's August with the puck. He can wheel it. He's checked, though, right at the blue line. The puck slides in, and it's an offside call against Peoria as the player penetrated the attacking zone ahead of the puck. So again, the face-off will be back outside the zone. Ron Elliott rather intense there along the Fort Wayne bench. So Mike McComb ready to drop the puck. That's going to be Brian Campbell. Doug Rigler for the Komets, number 8 against Grant Razanzov. Rigler controlling it. Cross rink it goes, and Vic Morin drops a nice pass to Schreiber, but it's poked away by the defense. At the line as Boland carries his man off the play. Schreiber back inside the Komet zone to play the puck. Slides it off to Laird, got it in his feet, couldn't handle it, and nobody went for it. As McGinnis took it away from Boland, all the way left wing deep into the corner. Brian Shaw nailed by Vic Morin. They'll tie the puck up there as McGinnis goes in. They kick it loose to Schreiber, and he pounds it out to center ice. Razanzov now for Peoria trying to get a long shot, deflected at the Fort Wayne blue line, and back through it comes to the Komet defense. Mike Boland up the middle, pass way too long, intercepted by Peoria. Fort Wayne zone, McGinnis taken off the play. Loose with it, Robbie Laird for the Komets. Laird into the zone for Wriggler. Keeping it at the line, Schreiber. Nope, it popped out just a little bit, according to the linesman. It was an offside. The line had penetrated the zone, and the puck just bounced on the outside edge of the blue line. So the offside has the face-off again back outside the Peoria line. Line changes out now for both teams, as Keith Knight for the Prancers wearing number 8. Bob Atwell for the Komets wearing number 20. They'll face it off. No score, 5:17 still to go in the period. But no statistics to speak of. Now Komets control momentarily, and here comes Bill Nichols with a puck. As he goes into the zone, he's knocked off the play, but Rob Laird deep in the zone. Spins away from a check, out at the point. And it is Wayne Bishop who sends it right back in the corner, all the way behind the net. Atwell to Baldwin. Baldwin now to Bill Nichols, a drive, and squeezing with the big pads and hanging on. Jeff Lastica for the save. So that will force the face-off on the Peoria zone to the right of the Peoria goaltender, Jeff Lastica. Tonight, of course, or later this afternoon, the Komets will be playing at the Sports Arena in Toledo, Ohio. I'll be on the air with that one on WOWO, as the K's try to maintain their second place spot in the International Hockey League. Toledo just behind them. All right, the face-off. Dan Poliziani to face off against Mike Prestige, and it's still controlled by Peoria momentarily. Stolen by Poliziani, sent it back intended for Hillworth, but Peoria dumps it to center ice. Wayne Bishop of the Komets slides it deep to Bill Nichols. Bishop gets it right back. Up the middle it comes. Kicked nicely on the pass by Salvucci into the zone. Big John Hillworth rumbling down the boards. He just runs right over the top of Doug Poirier. Puts it in front of the net. A shot! As Salvucci came through, couldn't handle it. Now it is taken away. Peoria Prestige starting to come up the boards, out on the defense, all the way to the line. Long driving shot on Danny Sancartier is saved as Glenn Oliver pounded a long one. Sancartier up the boards to Hillworth. Hillworth to Poliziani and off to Salvucci. Here's Sal, by one, by another one. Sal into the zone, nice stick handling. Shoot, save, as a great save by Lastica. As Salvucci. Steve is getting just quicker and quicker every game. This guy has jets. I mean to tell you, he has become a tremendous crowd favorite. Sal loves the game. A Boston area United States product. Steve has scored 1 goal in each of his last 3 games. Gets a nice pat on the back from Comet coach Ron Elliott after a great effort. All right, the face-off will be to the right of Jeff Lastica, the Peoria goaltender. As Wriggler after the draw, it's held in nicely by Wally Schreiber. Schreiber trying to get away from Jerry August, but swooping in after the puck. Laird, he can't get to it. Now Laird had it for a moment. He's tripped to the ice on the play, and they wheel it around the far boards up the left side. Boland keeps the puck in, but not for long, as Steve Harrison carries out for Peoria. Long shot deflected by the Fort Wayne defense. Came to the side of the net. Danny Sancardi up the boards. Out to the point it comes. August with a drive, trying to deflect it in front of the net. For Peoria was Alan Graves, but he just couldn't get a piece of it. They tie it up. Nope, they don't. It stays at the point. A drive wide off the left side by their captain, Steve Harrison. Now here we come. Komets on the rush. Wriggler, he has Schreiber with him. Feeds it off to Steenson. It's knocked down. Schreiber trying to poke it into the net. It bounced high into the air just as Steenson was about to let fly with a shot. Didn't work out. Now Schreiber's got, Schreiber right out in front of the net. But it's Harrison intercepting for Peoria. Breaking loose all the way to center ice. Lets his man Al Graves go to the zone. Graves wrapped up hard on the play by the Komet defense, Mike Boland. They'll tie it up in the boards behind the goal for a whistle and a face-off as Boland put the clutch on. Still no score here in the first period. Still 3:06 to go. The Komets and the Peoria Prancers, and here on WOWO, I should say, it's Fort Wayne Komet hockey. Off to the left of Sancardi. Danny's had 10 saves so far in the period. Komets have had just 5 shots on goaltender Jeff Lastica. Up comes Bobby Atwell for the Komets, trying to feed a breaking pass to Dale Baldwin. Intercepted. Megan. Now Razanzov sliding it into the zone and driven off the play nicely was McGinnis. Up with the puck, Captain Dale Baldwin of the Komets. Up the boards nicely at center ice. It comes breaking into the zone is Bobby Atwell, and he's carried off the puck, gets it back, a man in front of the net. Atwell tried to shovel it across to Robbie Moats, but the goaltender, Lastica, got the stick and a glove out there and just deflected it wide. Atwell with good second effort as he was hit carrying into the zone. Came up with a good play there. Bob Atwell. Bob's dad was a great hockey player in the American Hockey League for many years and also in the National League. Bob played about 35 games with the Colorado Rockies in the NHL. Lastica ready for this one. All right, Atwell ready for the faceoff with Razanzov. Grant Razanzov. A false start by Razanzov, so they'll do it again. 2:34 left in the period. Turnbull controlling for Peoria behind his own net, trying to set it up for a breakout pattern. Atwell putting a little pressure on him. He can't find his way out of there. Up the boards. Kept into the zone by Moats. Nice play by Robbie. Robbie puts it to the net. Around the side. Atwell got a shot away, but it's blocked again. Here's Bobby again. Atwell with a puck. Slides it all the way to the left point. Bill Nichols a drive, and it's cleared to the outside of the net, hanging on Lastica. As the Komets put good pressure on the Peoria net. Lastica up, and he kept that in the mitt for a while to make sure. Both teams with line changes. And the faceoff, of course, will stay in the circle to the right of the Peoria goaltender. Salvucci will go in to take the faceoff right now against Keith Knight. Sal gets it for a moment, and it is Hillworth. Almost got a shot away, but it's poked out all the way to the Fort Wayne zone. Vic Morin to retrieve it for the Komets, sends it up the boards, but Prestige sends it back all the way to center ice, and it's finally dumped in on goal, and Danny Sancardi sends it behind the net. Here's Morin, a little pass up the right boards, and it is to center ice as Hillworth tried to spot his centerman going for it, Poliziani. Danny couldn't hold it, but Vic Morin comes through with a puck. Vic, a good stick handler, finds a breaking wing. Salvucci shoots, he just off the side of the net. It rolled right behind the goaltender, but hanging on was Lastica. As again, a good hard shot that time by Steve Salvucci. So Lastica getting blazed a little bit here late in the period. Been a quiet night so far, as the Komets, I think, feeling the effect of last night's super game against Milwaukee, are working a little slow. Poliziani gets the draw. It is Steenson with a drive. It's knocked down in front of the net by the defense. Harrison. Up the boards it comes. Kempthorne out at center ice with a puck, taken away by Steenson. Steenson now into Poliziani. Right side, and a drop pass from Poliziani. Oh, a shot wide of the net. As Danny Poliziani, a great wrist shot. He can really snap that puck out of there. Now Vic Morin nicely gets by his check. On the boards into the corner he comes to Poliziani, who got it in his feet. Back in the corner. Poliziani has it poked away. Here comes Prestige for Peoria down wide left side. He fires, and it's blocked nicely by Steenson. Off in the near boards, it is Oliver taken off by Poliziani to Kempthorne. Kempthorne ragging the puck up the slot, away from one, another one in front of the net. He took one too many passes. John Hillworth of the Komets now controlling the puck. Here comes Big John, rumbling out the left side. He's on the move, still keeps coming with it. Sends it all the way to the Peoria zone, where he ties up Kempthorne. And then Poliziani sends it into the Peoria defense. Here's Ron Megan coming back up ice for Peoria. He fires, and Danny Sancardier stops a point-blank shot. Sends it out to center. Knocked down again by Peoria. Up with a loose puck, Schreiber can't handle it. And now it is picked up by Mike Boland. Loose with the puck, Robbie Laird. He gets by one man, trip to the ice. Laird still got it, going into the corner, right side, throws it away. Here comes Peoria, two men up. Onto the Fort Wayne zone. It comes to Al Graves. Graves looks, can't find a man to pass to. Now gets it in front of the net, but Sancardier there with a quick glove and hangs on for the save. We have just 10 seconds left in this period, and there is no score. And the Komets have outshot the Peoria Prancers 13-8 thus far in the match. So the faceoff will be to the right of Danny Sancardier. Danny's first start in some time. He's only played in a total of 8 games, where Jensen's played in 29. All right, it's Rigler and Knight for the faceoff, both with number 8s on. Out it comes, a drive off to the side of the net is wide. It's behind the goal. Wayne Bishop trying to shovel it on by the Peoria winger. Cleared off onto the right boards as the Komets control. Rigler at the buzzer, and that ends the first period of action here tonight. There is no score, and shots on goal, 13 for the Komets, 8 for the Peoria Prancers. This is Fort Wayne Komet hockey. Statistics, the only statistics that we have to report, the Komets outshot Peoria 13-8. Harry Hodgson has not called a penalty in the match. There has not been any great reason for a penalty thus far, and there really isn't a tremendous amount of intensity thus far in the period. I think you have to understand both teams last night had just tremendous games. The Komets, of course, in their victory over the Milwaukee Admirals was a real physical test. Peoria had come out of Toledo after leading in Toledo and then had lost the game in the late stages, so they also had a bus ride and an overnight in their way from home. But I think both teams will generate a lot heavier as they get into the second period of play. It has not been a physical game, been a little loose all the way around, but as I indicate, I'm sure it's going to tighten up and it's going to be a much more physical game in period number 2. So we have no scores, 0-0 at the end of 1. The Komets out shooting Peoria 13-8, and those are the stats we have. We'll be back with second period action in just a little while. Ready to go, second period action as the faceoff moves back to Peoria once again. Flipping it into the Fort Wayne zone, Danny Sancardier goes out to play it. Bill Nichols behind the net. Nichols looking. Right side to Wayne Bishop. Bishop stops, looks, flips it up into the air into the crowd. So a souvenir in the stands. They'll face it off again to the right of Danny Sancardier, as the teams, of course, change ends for the second period of action. The Komets with Doug Rigler, Wally Schreiber, Robbie Laird on the forward line. Number 7 for the Prancers, Grant Rozanzoff in to face it off against Wally Schreiber. Schreiber sends it out, but kept into the zone. Peoria, long drive by August into the corner. Sancardier with a good save on the play. Here's Laird digging it out, trying to get out of the traffic. Trying to get out of the traffic again. He's hooked up hard, sends it behind the net. Bill Nichols for the Komets. Bill off the boards to Rigler, trying to tip it out of the zone. Schreiber trying to steal it. Now here it comes. Here's Schreiber with the puck. In he goes. Nichols with him. Sends it up to Billy. Billy to Schreiber in front of the net. Wally couldn't handle it. Stays in the zone, though, as Nichols and his old teammate on USA, August, are after it. Komets still hold it in out at the point. Here's Rigler. He fires. It's wide of the net. Lustica got a little piece of that one. Came up the boards, kept in by Rigler. Behind the net, Wally Schreiber. Here's Wally. Sends it out for Laird. He spun off the puck. Cleared all the way back into the Fort Wayne zone by Brian Shaw. That'll be an icing penalty as Bill Nichols back for the touch, and the faceoff will go all the way back into the Peoria zone. Nichols just courteously fires the puck to the linesman so he can skate it on down for the faceoff. All right, we will have the faceoff. This time to the left of the Peoria goaltender, Jeff Lustica. Bob Atwell on for the Komets now, number 20, facing it off against Keith Knight. Back it comes to the right point. Vic Morin with a drive. Ooh, hit the post, right out in front again. Scramble for the puck. Atwell tied up. Sends it behind the net to Baldwin. He fires right through the goal crease. Atwell after it again. Now works his way up the boards. Up it comes to Moats. Back in the corner to Baldwin. Out toward the point, but it's broken up. Vic Morin trying to hold it in the zone, but here comes Peoria. But in nicely to play for Fort Wayne is Craig Steenson. Steenson back up the middle. The pass deflected. Now Peoria controlling. Stolen by Atwell momentarily, but he couldn't control the puck. Peoria back with it now. George White to the Fort Wayne zone, right in front of the net, and a shot went wide, that time off the stick of Al Graves. He recovers, out at the point, back in the corner, and around behind the net, trying to center the puck. Couldn't get the job done. As Steenson broke it up momentarily, comes up the boards. He's carried hard off the play. Laird wheels it out, right boards to Dale Baldwin. Took a bad bounce, but here they come. Vic Morin for the Komets, into the zone. Slides it left side as he took on 3 of the Peoria Prancers. Ian Turnbull now with the puck. Out at center, Peoria on the break. Al Graves sending it long. Nice save by Sancardier, and here comes Big John Hillworth. Over center, has the puck stolen. Vic Morin tips it into the zone. Batted down by Steve Harrison on a baseball shot. Puck played with a stick above the shoulder. That draws a whistle. So the faceoff will be just inside the zone. Danny Sancardier doing a little nervous housekeeping down at his end. Tough spot for goaltenders. They're all by themselves when there's no player on them. Kind of a lonely job. Small but mighty Dan. Dan Poliziani now for the Komets, number 14 to face it off against Prestige. Mike Prestige. Peoria dumping the puck back in the Fort Wayne zone. Mike Boland gets the touch and the icing call against Peoria. So the faceoff will be right back into the Peoria zone again. Brian Campbell, the linesman, who will drop the puck and put it in play again. For the Komets, Dan Poliziani. For Peoria, Mike Prestige. Out it comes. Komets control. Out to the point. A shot. Nice save on the play by Lustica. Steve Harrison fires it back up the boards. In goes Wayne Bishop controlling. Dumps it in behind the Peoria net once more. And Peoria clears to center. Mike Boland takes the play for the Komets. Cross rink it comes to Wayne Bishop. Up the middle nicely. Here's Salvucci. Here's Steve and he goes. Shoot, score! Steve Salvucci. A happy Steve as the Komets are on the board. Cross rink it comes to Wayne Bishop. Up the middle nicely. Here's Salvucci. Here's Steve and he goes. Shoot, score! Steve Salvucci. And Bishop. Okay, face-off into the Fort Wayne zone again as it's turned nicely up the boards. Out past center by Vic Morin. Steve Harrison dumps it loose. Here comes Peoria back to the Fort Wayne zone. Glenn Oliver all the way cross rink as trying to handle a puck was Kempthorne, but instead nobody seems to be controlling it too well. Up the boards, it got on by Salvucci. August with a drive. It's wide on the boards in the corner. Here comes Kempthorne right in front of the net. Around the far side he goes. Out front, nicely blocked on the play by Dan Poliziani. Whoa, does Kempthorne draw a crowd in the corner. Now around behind the net, Peoria trying to set it up again, and Danny Sancardi had a jump on that one to hang on. As Mike Prestige just about had a loose puck on the corner. So Sancardier throwing up the defense there. Both teams now will be making line changes, and the faceoff will stay in the circle on Fort Wayne ice to the left of Sancardier. Grant Rozanzoff, number 7 of Peoria, in the faceoff circle. And we'll see who the Komets elect to send in. A lot depends on where they are on the ice, whether they will put a right or left-hander in to take the faceoff, to draw it away from the goal mouth area. All right, it's Wally Schreiber, right against right. They scrum around for the puck, and it was never dropped. He'll do it again. And Schreiber had it for a moment. Here's Peoria with a drive wide of the net as Rigler sends it up the boards, but it's kept into the zone as Mike Boland now has it taken away down in the corner out in front of the net. Here comes Shaw with a shot wide all the way to the right point. Turnbull puts it back into the corner. Doug Rigler for the Komets with the puck around the far boards. Megan after it, but the puck slides to center ice before Grant Rozanzoff controls for Peoria. Here's Rozanzoff into the zone, drops it at the point. McGinnis knocked off the play, and it's picked up now by the Komets. Craig Steenson. Steenson over center, looks for help, now pounds it off the boards in behind the Peoria net. Lustica, the goaltender, knocked it down. Komets have it as Rigler trying to get a shot away. Now it's Laird who couldn't get a shot away. He's all tied up on the puck. Sent up the middle. Out it comes. Broken up by the defense, Steenson again. Steenson couldn't quite control it, but he does get it to the boards. Rigler leaves it for Schreiber. Wally pinned hard to the boards by Megan. Grant Rozanzoff turns it all the way up on his right wing to number 11, Brian Shaw. Ooh, and a good hit there by Dale Baldwin as he really had McGinnis lined up. The puck trickles into the Peoria zone where Jerry August backhands it to center ice. Wayne Bishop controlling, sends it through, and it's turned to the zone as Robbie Laird backhands it deep into the Peoria zone. Jerry August around the far boards. George White Out at center on the breaking wing to Keith Knight. He fires one long. Dale Baldwin back for the Komets. Picks it up, slides it up the boards to Wayne Bishop, who drops it off, and Vic Morn carries to the neutral zone. Over center. And it got right into the feet that time of Bob Atwell. Back with it comes Jerry August and fires it back. Woo! Into the Fort Wayne zone, and Sancardier just about lost the puck. Here's Wayne Bishop. Bishop flips it high into the air. Kept into the zone again by Ivan Graves at the goal mouth. A shot and a save. Sancardier, and Danny stands strong again. Boy, I'll tell you, cold turkey on the doorstep. Keith Knight. Sancardier came out, cut the angle, and Danny again the winner in the contest one-on-one at the Fort Wayne goal mouth. Danny bangs the near post to make sure he's got it covered. 14:34 still left here in this period. It is 1-0 in favor of the Fort Wayne Komets. Steve Salvucci with the only goal. Bob Atwell for the Komets to face it off against Keith Knight. Here it comes. Komets control. Boland off behind his own net for the Komets. He's going to be chased. Look out up the middle. It comes on an errant pass, kept in the zone. Intercepted, and Dale Baldwin has a breaking man, Rob Moats, trying to get him to the puck. Can he get there? Moats with a race gets on the puck first of all. Bob Atwell behind the net. Up front, shot, save, hanging on, the goaltender. Good move as Baldwin came across the goal mouth, took the centering pass, couldn't get good wood on it, and down to make the save, Jeff Lastica. Captain Steve Harrison, number 4 for Peoria, talking to his goaltender. Pat Kelly, the Peoria coach, standing behind his bench. Pat, a longtime player in the old Eastern League and in the International Hockey League at one time. Faceoff stays on Peoria's ice to the right of their goaler, Jeff Lastica. See Lastica out covering the top of the angle there from the faceoff. It will be Bob Atwell for the Komets into the faceoff circle. Atwell gets the draw, shot by Moats, almost rolled up the pads of the goaltender, but Steve Harrison behind his own net now for Peoria, trying to find an outlet pass. Up the boards it comes, and all the way into the Fort Wayne zone, as it will be Bill Nichols. There's no icing called. They rule the Komets could have played it. Nichols rolls his way to center. He's gaining speed on his way to the line. Feeds a good pass to Bob Atwell. Back to Bill Nichols. Nichols on the boards, ties his man up in the corner. Shovel the puck up the boards, controlled now momentarily at least by Peoria. Tipped in by George White behind his net to the defense. To Turnbull, to Graves. Graves comes to center ice. His lead pass is to Keith Knight, but he's knocked down by Rob Moats, and Moats has the puck. Here's Robbie, drops the puck off nicely to Bill Nichols, who dumps it all the way back into the Peoria zone. No icing called as Ron Megan back to handle it for the Prancers. Here he comes. Salvucci doing a little forechecking there, slowing Megan down, but Megan really gets ahead of steam, feeds it off to Kempthorne at the net, and Megan could not get the shot away as Steve Salvucci takes big Kempthorne off the puck hard. Peoria in the front of the net. Danny Sancardier comes out, and you notice that time he threw the stick out across the goal and blocked the centering pass and hung on to it. Hands tend to get a little wet and clammy in those big gloves. Dry them off a little bit just to make sure the grab is good. 1-0, the Komets lead. 13-13 still to go in period number 2 here at the Memorial Coliseum. The Komets and the Peoria Prancers. Big John Hillworth, gentle Ben, on 6'5" and 220. He has a lot of respect in the IHL. Dan Poliziani for the Komets in to face it off against Mike Prestige. Here they come to the net as it's going to be Big John banging it out of the zone to center ice in hot pursuit. Glenn Oliver of Peoria. Oliver trying to get his pass out. It is knocked down once by Hillworth. Hillworth takes Oliver on the play, knocks it loose on the boards, gets by another man as he takes on big Megan. Now it's Ian Turnbull who tries to put it off the glass, but instead put it up into the crowd, and that gets a whistle, and the faceoff will stay at the Peoria zone to the right of their goaltender, Jeff Lastica. 12:52 still to go here in the period. 1-0 in favor of the Fort Wayne Komets, as Mike Prestige of Peoria to face off against the Komets' Dan Poliziani. Steve Salvucci with the only goal so far. There's a scramble cleared by Ron Megan into the corner. Up the boards it comes. Kept in nicely momentarily at least as the Komets have it. Back in the corner again as Poliziani dumps it behind the net. Ron Megan coming out for the Peoria Prancers. Hauls that puck to center ice. He's being chased by Salvucci. Now bangs it off the glass. It came right out in front of the net. And Wayne Bishop tips it back, kept into the zone. Here's another drive, knocked down at the net, turned out to center ice as Ron Megan knocks it down. Off to Ian Turnbull. Back it goes to Kempthorne. Down in front of the net. Broken up. And John Hillworth on the rumble. Comes to center. Lead pass to Poliziani. Here's Danny into the zone. Whoops. He forgot something. Now sends it cross rink to Craig Steenson. Steenson to Steve Salvucci. Watch Sal get wound up here again. Wayne Bishop up the center as it's turned in nicely by big John Hillworth. As Salvucci in hot pursuit. The puck tipped up into the crowd as the goaltender left. Period number 2, and the Komets with a 1-0 lead. We'll be back with more action in a moment here. This is Fort Wayne Komet hockey. Controlled by Peoria. Steve Harrison off the glass, far boards, kept into the zone by Mike Boland. Deep in the corner for Robbie Laird, hanging on the goaltender as it came out right to the front of the net. So Lastica gloves the puck, gets the whistle, and the face-off will stay on Peoria's ice. Brian Campbell, the linesman, to drop the puck and put it in play, as Wally Schreiber for the Komets, number 15, in for the face-off against Grant Rozanzov of Peoria. 1-0 Komets. Schreiber missed the play, but it goes to the left boards in the corner. Nicely dug. Rigler trying to center it. He gets beautifully by August. He still has the puck, holds him off. In front of the net, it comes to Laird into the corner. Tipped it behind the net, but Rozanzov of Peoria sends it around the far boards. Kept in by Vic Morin, deep in the corner right side again to Rigler. Rigler leaves it for Wally Schreiber, who's tied up hard on the boards. Knocks the puck loose again to Rigler. Rigler and Schreiber down in the corner, battling hard on the loose puck, and down goes Rigler. But that gets a whistle and another face-off, and it will stay on Peoria ice. The Komets have outshot Peoria 17-12 thus far in the match. Have outscored them 1-0. And the face-off now will stay in the circle to the left of the Peoria goaltender, Jeff Lastica. Bob Atwell on its center for the Komets. For the face-off against Rozanzov. Ian McGinnis jumping a little bit in the circle. Go back and do it again. 1-0 Komets. Okay, I guess everybody's pretty well organized here now. Everybody's eager to get into the circle on the face-off as it goes to Peoria. Steve Harrison behind his net. Rozanzov cutting out toward the left side, trying to take the pass off the boards. He does get to it, but it's all the way to the Fort Wayne zone. Look at Sancartier, way out of his net. Feeds it up to Vic Morin. Vic slides it along the boards to Laird. Back to Morin. Out at center. Here comes Bobby Atwell, feeding it off to Wally Schreiber. Schreiber in a drop pass, and a shot, and a great save by the goaltender, as Lastica came in and really blocked the shot. Here comes Peoria back to center. Shot, drop pass on the play to McGinnis. Nicely broken up by Mike Boland. Out towards center ice and all the way back. In fact, right on goal. So Lastica just headmans the puck, and out it comes. On the move is Megan over center ice and into the zone. A long driving shot, a hard shot by Brian Shaw, went wide. Dale Baldwin on the boards in the corner, Fort Wayne zone, trying to come out with it. They still sort of muck around for it, and Bill Nichols comes loose with the puck. Behind the net to Vic Morin. Morin to Nichols. They're trying to find some room to get up, and a good centering pass goes out to center ice as Robbie Moats takes his man off the play and ties him up. So they'll whistle it down and face it off just outside the Fort Wayne zone with 10:24 still to go in period number 2. Rob Moats, and here's one of the fellows who really turned this hockey team around right around the Christmas time. A well-talented player who was in a super slump, but Robbie's really found his way out of it. He's picked up 11 goals since Christmas. Keith Knight, get a little extra tape off the stick. He will face it off against Rob Moats. And it comes through as Rigler now trying to poke it by the check of Ron Megan, and it's dumped back by Peoria into the Fort Wayne zone. All right, here comes the Komets with Bill Nichols firing out the left side to Craig Steenson. Steenson up the middle for Baldwin, into the zone to Moats. Moats comes cutting across the defense, slides it into Rigler. Rigler on the boards in the corner, tied up hard by the defense, but Moats has it back out to Bill Nichols. Here's Billy looking, shooting, great save. Moats rebound, score! Moats pounced on a rebound. Robbie Moats as he is on a real tear, his 27th goal of the campaign. So the K's with a 2-0 lead, and it came at 10:01 of period number 2. Bill Nichols certainly will have 1 assist on the play, and the lines will change. All the way to center, coming to the Fort Wayne line, wide to the left side, trying to get a shot on goal. Great defensive play. George White pushed off the puck and nailed. Out it comes to center ice, turned loose, and Big John Hillworth on the play, moves to the line. He goes across the zone, the puck checked away, and Steve Harrison in control. All right, we got a little rumble going here between Hillworth and Al Graves. As Hillworth and Graves, a couple of heavyweights going after each other down in the corner. And John didn't like the way he was being treated down there. He's just trying to get Graves organized where he can line him up. And Graves has got his hands full, there's no doubt about it. He's hanging on for dear life. Whoa, and John unloads on him. John is a very peaceful sort of a guy, and if you don't bother John, John won't bother you. And apparently he was bothered a little too much by Al Graves and took exception to it as Graves kind of rammed him right into the corner of the goal post. And these are two big guys for a couple of linesmen to try to break up. But that's what's happened. So that's those are the first penalties of this match. As it's been a pretty peaceful game thus far, coming at 10:39. And they'll both pick up fight majors. Both teams can still skate at full strength, of course, because they're coincidental majors, and they'll be replaced on the ice. So with 9:21 still left here in the second period, 2-0. They both picked up minors. They picked up a high stick and a fight penalty. So they'll be gone for 7 minutes. So the minor penalties will have each team skating short for the first 2 minutes. It'll be Dan Poliziani on for the Komets. And he'll face it off against Peoria's Mike Prestige. Now they're back at full strength where they belong. It looked as though they were going to be playing it short, but they're full strength again. All penalties were coincidental, therefore canceling each other out. Okay, Poliziani kind of waiting. See who's going to step into the circle with him. Mike McComb, the linesman, waiting. All right, here they are. Poliziani and Prestige for the face-off. Tip to Peoria. Ron Megan for the Prancers. Up the middle, good pass to Brad Kempthorne. He's into the Fort Wayne zone. He can fire. It's high over the top of the net. Now it's Bill Nichols back out to center. Broken up by Ron Megan. He had to wait for his man to get onside. He fires again wide. Sancardi leaves it behind the net for Wayne Bishop. Bishop up the right wing, and here's Bill Nichols. On his way to the line, trying to poke it by the defense, but Megan takes Nichols off the puck, and Poliziani goes in with a pair of them. Nichols up with a puck, up the slot, intercepted, and here comes Prestige to the Fort Wayne line. Drop pass to Kempthorne at the net. Prestige scores with a backhander. Well executed play. It is Mike Prestige getting the goal as Peoria now on the board at 11:16. Peoria had just enough pressure on to go as Prestige heads for his bench. Breaking the shutout on Danny Sancardier. So Peoria now drawing to within one. It's getting interesting. I felt because of the first period that things were definitely going to open up. Right off the bat, Peoria dumping the puck back in the Fort Wayne zone. They're going to go after the puck right now as here's Rigler poking it out, and it's turned by Schreiber to center ice where Grant Rozanzoff puts it right back in the Fort Wayne zone for Peoria and goes after it. Vic Morin coming out for the K's. Slides it up. It's intercepted. Morin goes after it. Picked up by McGinnis into the slot. Here's Rozanzoff with a drive and a save and a rebound coming after Craig Steenson to the comp. Oops, he gave it away. And another drive high. And Steenson couldn't get to it. Now dumps it out to center. Back it goes all the way into the Peoria corner. The race is on for the puck. It will be touched and icing called as Steve Harrison gets back for it. 8:05 left in period number 2. The score 2-1 as the Prancers making a game of it. Mike Prestige at 11-16 getting the Peoria goal, and the face-off all the way back in the Fort Wayne zone in the circle to the right of Danny Sancartier. That was a tough shot. Danny had no chance on it. It was a super backhander, very accurate. As Mike Boland skated in a moment, said, "Don't worry about it, Danny. We'll get it back for you." Bob Atwell on the face-off for the Fort Wayne Komets. Turns it into the corner. Wayne Bishop for the Komets behind the net. Bish looking for some room. Had to go far side as Rozanzov was checking him. Now it's Atwell beating his man first, but nice defensive play by Harrison took care of that. Into the zone it goes as Rob Moats beats his man up the defense. He's pulled down on the play, and it's cleared out by the Peoria defense all the way cross rink to Ian McGinnis. McGinnis has to send it into his defense to start over again as Harrison flips it cross rink. Out it comes to center, broken up again by the Komets as Moats still has the puck for the K's. Feeds it right side to Dale Baldwin. Here's Baldwin. He looks, shoots, and it's a save on the play. Baldwin after the rebound, trying to send it up front, but it's tipped up over the glass. So the K's having a little sluggish spot there for a while. Peoria taking advantage of it, and a good execution on the goal as Kempthorne and Prestige got together for a 2-1 mark at this point. The Komets with a 1-goal edge, and 7 minutes and 25 seconds still to go here in the second period. As the crowd looking for things to warm up, and that's just what's happening. Dan Poliziani in for the Komets, facing it off against Keith Knight of Peoria. He gets the draw, but they get a whistle. Apparently somebody got inside the circle too quickly as Danny blocked his man out of the play. At one time, such antics were called for interference. You could not make contact with the man across the circle, but they don't call those anymore. All right, here we go again. Poliziani and Knight. And again, they tie each other up, and nothing dropped that time. The linesman deked them both, then sends them both out of the circle for a false face-off. Steve Salvucci goes in for the Komets now. See what happens as it's Peoria controlling. Ron Megan starting out of his zone. Poliziani blocked off the puck, and here comes Megan. Megan all the way to the line, and a shot on goal. Back goes the Komets as Vic Morrow, nailed on the play, comes up with it again. Still now trying to come up with the puck on the boards. Taken off the play by Poirier to Knight. Knight can't get the play. Right to the net, hanging on, Sancartier. As Danny just dove on it and figured, let's get a whistle and start this one all over again. So the Komets with a line change now come out with Doug Rigler, who will be at center. His wingers, of course, Rob Laird, number 19, and Wally Schreiber, number 15. Keith Knight stays in the face-off circle for the Peoria Prancers as Knight and White. All right, Komets control as Rigler sends it behind the Fort Wayne net to Wayne Bishop. He's going to be chased out of there. He's going to have to roll with it. Sends it up the boards to Laird. Laird stick handles by the first man. Now he has it stolen. Into the zone it goes, deep to the corner as Wayne Bishop in effectively forechecks and knocks Knight down. Now Boland on the boards just takes it into a crowd of people and hangs on for a whistle in the face-off as they draw a good crowd down there for the puck. As I've commented many times before, it's amazing. Each of these players is carrying around about $600 to $800 worth of equipment. That's what it costs to equip a hockey player. And they all go after a 35-cent puck. 6:44 left to go, period 2. Face-off to the right of Sancartier, Fort Wayne zone. Rigler in for the face-off against Knight. Direction, it was Wally Schreiber. Schreiber moves it out, but it's controlled all the way to center ice as Ron Megan couldn't get to it. Schreiber leans on him, but Megan up with the puck for Peoria. Back up the middle, broken up nicely and dumped all the way back into the Peoria corner. After it goes the defenseman Turnbull. He gets the touch, broken up by Rigler. He's knocked off the play. Turnbull behind the net, chased loose. Rigler in front of the net is nailed by Megan, and the goaltender Lestica comes out and hangs onto the puck for a whistle. 21-14 are the shots as the Komets have the edge in that statistic. Looking at Wally Schreiber, one of the bright young prospects in the International Hockey League, as Wally was the only unanimous choice for this year's International Hockey League All-Star team that defeated the United States Olympic team 6-4 in Kalamazoo. Bob Atwell for the Komets on the face-off against Mike Prestige. gets it out, and at the point it is Morin with a bullet. Lustica turns that one away, and it's dumped all the way back into the Fort Wayne zone by defenseman Jerry August, and Vic Morin sends it up the middle. It got by Dale Baldwin all the way back into the Peoria zone again, and back for the play it'll be Steve Harrison. Steve behind the Peoria net trying to set it up. Taking a look around, he's going to be forechecked, sends it way up into the air, down in the Fort Wayne zone, and flying for it is Mike Prestage on a drop pass to Kempthorne, all the way to the corner. Kempthorne run off the puck by Vic Morin. Morin kicks the puck loose. He tries for it again. Now he ties it up in the boards as they're really scrumming for it. Peoria comes up with a loose puck. Right to the goal mouth, but right back it comes to Bob Atwell. Out at center, Dale Baldwin on his way to the Peoria zone. Looks for help, doesn't have it. Ooh, centered it out, but Rob Moats overskated the plane. Here comes Kempthorne on the attack for Peoria. He has no place to go as he's spun off the puck by Vic Morin. Morin and Kempthorne battle on the boards inside the Fort Wayne zone for a whistle in the faceoff. 5:30 still left in period number 2. 2-1 is the score. Komets lead it, and there's a line change taking place for both teams on the ice. And while we have just a moment, this is Fort Wayne Komet hockey. By Fort Wayne out at center ice, it is Nichols who's up playing on the right wing spot, but ridden off the puck by Ron Megan. Ian McGinnis down to the zone, knocked off the play momentarily, but McGinnis picks up his own puck, moves it out to center. Mike Boland to the Komets. Back up the middle it comes to Danny Poliziani. Komets go back to the defense, trying to spread it out a little bit. Now it's going to be off to Salvucci. Here's Steve at the line, goes wide left side, good pass to Poliziani. Poliziani deep in the corner, behind the net it comes to Salvucci. Here's Sal looking around, can't find a play. Up the slot it comes, turn to the boards right side, back into the right corner. Sal's got it. Poliziani behind the net, up the slot, knocked down on the play, and Peoria back up ice. Brad Kempthorne hadn't got a move on it. Out at center, and on the rush comes Brian Shaw. Shaw looks, fires, save, rebound, cleared nicely up into the crowd. That time, as Wayne Bishop was there to help Danny Sancartier clean off the old front porch. That rebound was laying there for any of the Peoria players, big and fat. Harry Hodgson down having a word with goaltender Danny Sancartier of the Komets. Danny welcomes discussion with anybody because not too many folks talking to him. He's too busy. Wally Schreiber in there. So it'll be Schreiber back with Rigler and Laird, the Fort Wayne front line. Lonely man at the other end of the rink is Jeff Lustica. Right, Schreiber in for the face-off as he and Keith Knight. Wally gets it loose, and it goes to the Komets, Craig Steenson. Craig up the left wing to Robbie Laird. Laird out at center ice, and it's taken away by Jerry August and turned back into the Fort Wayne zone. Morrow to the left defense to Steenson. Steenson up the left wing to Laird. Laird couldn't control the puck. Now he's lost it again, and he goes after it again as everybody stays on side. Robbie on left side fires, save on the play. Whoops! It went right out of Lustica's glove. He was looking around to see where people were, and it kind of leaked out of his glove and dropped right in front of him, but he pounced on it. And apparently we have a face-off that will be down inside the Peoria zone, but one of the linesmen received an injury on the play. He was caught on the boards right at the blue line, and he's presently over at the Peoria bench. We did not see how it happened, but you could tell he was in pain. It looked like it could have been his knee banged into the boards. He's trying to shake it off, so he'll be ready to get back to the action here as the players of both teams kind of wait for things to happen, getting a little bit of a respite. Jeff Lustica in front of his net, doing a little house cleaning. Okay, looks like everybody's all right. The fans give a good hand to Mike McComb, the linesman. All right, ready to go. On the face-off, it will be Schreiber and Knight. 2-1, Komets. 4:20 to go, period 2. Schreiber takes Knight to the boards, but Jerry August sends it out, and all the way back in the Fort Wayne zone it goes. After the puck, Vic Morin of the Komets. He should get the touch. The icing is called against Peoria, and the face-off once again is back into the Peoria zone. As the teams retreat to the face-off circle on Peoria ice to the right of the Prancers goaltender Jeff Lustica. 4:10 left in period number 2. The Komets with a 2-1 lead. Doug Rigler in for the face-off now against Grant Rozanzoff. It's It's dropped. Rigler got it to Schreiber. Schreiber sends it to the corner for Laird. Picked up instead by Peoria and dumped to center ice. Now Vic Morin with it. Cross rink it comes. Craig Steenson is over center. Left wing pass. Laird going hard to the corner, trying to find his man. He fires wide of the goal mouth. Picked up by Peoria. Tipped back up ice all the way to center. Steenson's got it. Slides it loose to Vic Morin. Here's Vic. Over it comes. Intercepted by Peoria to the Fort Wayne line. Morin gets it back. Here's Vic. Up the middle to Wally Schreiber. Schreiber into the zone. Tries to feed it, but it's poke checked away, and Steenson covers for the Komets. Here's Steenson. Back up the middle again to Schreiber. Wally at the blue line. In he goes. Looks for help. Leaves it at the point to Vic Morin, who turns it around behind the net, where it's Bobby Atwell going after the puck. Up it comes to Jerry August, and it's blocked nicely by Fort Wayne, but August is back with it again, all the way to center, and an offside pass. That play started behind the Peoria blue line, and by the time the puck was touched, it was over center ice. And the puck has to be played from zone to zone when a man is breaking. You cannot pass over two lines without having somebody play it. As long as the man was ahead of the zone, it was considered an offside play. A little discussion whether it was regarding the whistle. As that, of course, is the Peoria captain, Steve Harrison, having a discussion with Harry Hodgson. Apparently the discussion has been satisfactorily resolved, and now he goes over to the Peoria bench, probably to report to Coach Pat Kelly on what the decision may have been. Okay, they'll face it off right at center ice. Apparently it was not a good whistle, and usually when there's an official's error, they do face it off in the center ice face-off circle. Bob Atwell for the Komets against Mike Prestige in the face-off circle. Back to the Fort Wayne defense. Bishop sweeps it back to Mike Boland, all the way up the middle, intercepted, and here's Ron Megan on the way to the Fort Wayne zone for Peoria. He's got a man at the goal mouth, Prestige, but he couldn't get to it. Brad Kempthorne all the way out to the point, left side. Megan with a drive. Rebound came out front. Back come the Komets. Rob Moats on his way. They've got a 3-on-2 started. Moats wide left. Feeds it off to Atwell. Back to Moats, but the pass was behind Robbie, and he overskated the rebound. Turned back out at center ice. Broken up. Nope. Peoria trying to play it, but now stolen by Moats. Here's Rob. Back into the zone. Has Baldwin with him. Feeds Baldwin. The pass was behind him. As the Komet passes, not quite clicking. Megan coming back up ice. Knocked down by Moats, but he played the puck with the stick well above the shoulder, which means that draws a whistle, and a face-off comes back outside the Peoria blue line, giving both teams a chance to make line changes. Dan Poliziani out for the Komets. Vic Morin, number 22 on defense. And they move Steve Salvucci out now to play on the left side defensively. If you're hungry, look what this fella's doing for you. Stirring up your appetite a little bit, huh? Poliziani gets the draw, and it goes to Morin, who tips it right back into the corner. Here goes Salvucci on the boards with Harrison. Sal is tied up on the play by Harrison, and they just scrum around for it. McGinnis knocked off the puck, and it's Poliziani trying to come loose, but Jerry August sends it out, and on the move come the Peoria Prancers. Ian McGinnis to the Fort Wayne line, right to the defense, and Vic Morin is there for it. Vic now on the boards, tied up hard as he goes to the corner. Still controls it, and Salvucci puts it across in front of the net to Craig Steenson. All the way it goes down to the Peoria zone, and a save had to be made by Jeff Lustica. Steve Harrison now trying to sneak around behind his net for the Prancers, moving it up. Lead pass comes all the way to center ice, where Ian McGinnis circles, feeds it right back into Grant Rozanzoff. He's carried off the play, and it is Salvucci for the Komets. Sends it cross rink to Bill Nichols. Nichols on the boards, but in nicely goes Vic Morin to tie the puck up. Now he's got to tie up a Peoria player, and up with the puck, Morin again. Here's Vic gliding to center. Goes off to the left side as he and Salvucci got kind of close together. Ron Megan of Peoria playing it off on the defense all the way right side to Ian Turnbull. Turnbull up the boards, knocked down at center ice, and after it's Steenson, but controlled by the Peoria Prancers and fired back in the Fort Wayne zone. Wayne Bishop up for the K's. Lead pass intended for Rigler went wide, and Ron Megan has to go back. Takes the play for Peoria. Megan gaining speed, coming to the Fort Wayne line, trying to crack the defense. Fires wide as Laird runs a little interference for Steenson, and there was a little indecision on who was going for the puck. As Peoria pick it up, they're trying to get around to get a centering pass at the goal mouth. Less than a minute to go as Rigler goes in, checks hard on Knight, tying the puck up behind the Fort Wayne net, where they'll Whistle it down and have the face-off in the Fort Wayne zone. Less than a minute to play here in this period. Wayne Bishop, one of the real steady defensemen in the IHL, has really blossomed for the Fort Wayne Komets. Wayne, a new daddy just a couple of months ago. Happy guy. Bob Atwell for the Komets in on the face-off with Keith Knight. To the left of Danny Sancartier. Okay, Atwell gets the face-off to Mike Boland behind the Fort Wayne net. Here's Boley looking around, feeding it up the boards left side. Atwell starting to roll it to center ice. Left wing pass is good to Laird. Here's Robbie at the zone. He's caught from behind. He comes up with it, puts it in the slot for Atwell. It's wide. Turned back up the boards. Peoria breaks out. Coming to the Fort Wayne line, George White sends it up into the slot for Jerry August, but he couldn't get a play, and the referee gets right in the middle of a check. Ooh, as Wally Schreiber hooked right alongside the face by Ian Graves, turned around the far boards to Laird. Laird trying to pop it out of there, and here comes Robbie. And he monkeys around with it in his own zone. Too long, and he lost it. There's nobody in the net, of course, because there's a penalty call against the Peoria Prancers, and that's why Danny Sancartier bailed out. At that point, Peoria could not have scored. Graves with a high stick as he really caught Wally Schreiber. And the time of the penalty, 19:39. Graves' last penalty was at 10:39 when he and Hillworth got into a rumble. 2-1. Komets lead with just 21 seconds left in the period. And the face-off will be just outside the Fort Wayne blue line. Bob Atwell in for the Komets. Facing off against Grant Rozanzoff of the Peoria Prancers. Ready. Peoria controlling, Ron Megan. Opening it up and then firing it off the boards all the way back into the Fort Wayne corner. Vic Morin, up the boards it comes, and it's dropped from the defense back to Vic Morin. Morin now is going to be forechecked. He's got to dump it out of there. Baldwin came back to save the day. Left wing pass turned in nicely by Moats all the way to the corner. The goaltender out at the buzzer, and that is the end of period number 2. The score, the Fort Wayne Komets 2 and the Peoria Prancers 1. This is Komet hockey. In the second period of play as the Komets got on the board with 2 goals. Exciting Steve Salvucci at 2:52 of the period. Great move down the middle and really beat Lastica cleanly. Mike Boland and Wayne Bishop had the assists on the goal, and the Komets up their margin to 2-0 at 10:01 as Rob Moats picked up his 27th goal of the campaign. Bill Nichols and Dale Baldwin got the assists. The Komets relaxed a little bit, and at the 11:16 mark they allowed the Peoria Prancers to penetrate the zone pretty well. And Mike Prestige got the goal, but it was a super shot as it was a backhander that Danny had no chance to play on at all. So we're looking at a 2-1 score, but things heated up elsewhere. Right at the 10:39 mark, Big John Graves and John Hillworth put on a super rumble. They had 5 apiece for fighting. They also picked up 2-minute minors for high sticking. They were off the ice for a total of 7 minutes. Then Graves picked up another penalty at 19:39 of the period, which means that Peoria will start the third period 1 man short, at least for 1 minute and 21 seconds. As far as the shots on goal are concerned, 25 shots by the Komets in 2 periods of play, 17 by the Peoria Prancers, and the momentum is continuing to build as the night goes on. It's 2-1 after 2 in favor of the Fort Wayne Komets. We'll be back with third period action in just a minute. Ready to go. Third period action brought to you in part by Pepsi as the Komets work at it. Here they come. Power play time. Baldwin a drive. Just went wide of the net. Wally Schreiber picks it up. Left point, Vic Morin. Back to Schreiber. Left side. Here's Wally. Back in the corner behind the net to Laird. Laird now back to Schreiber out the left side as the Komets patiently set it up. Here's Morin. He drives one. It just deflected wide off a body in front of the net. Schreiber back to Morin up the middle again. Back to Schreiber left side. Whoops. Wally almost lost it. He's after it again. Now he lost it and it's cleared the length of the rink by Grant Rozanzoff of Peoria. The key to a good power play is patience. and the Komets are displaying a lot of it. You have to set up to get the shooter in the right spot to make it go. As right now, the Komets having trouble getting out of their own end as Ian McGinnis is driving him crazy down there with a little good forechecking. Now they come up the boards, right side, and it is picked up by Robbie Laird. Laird into the zone, wide left to the corner. Looks, sends it off the boards behind the net to Schreiber again. Wally's got it around the far boards. Picked up by Bob Atwell, out to the point. Dale Baldwin from the point. Here's Baldy. He puts it to the net. It came all the way left side. Morin with a drive, gloved and hung on to by the goaltender, Jeff Lustica. See if Doug Rigler is back on the bench. Vic Morin heads to the bench after his portion of the power play. The Komets still have 23 seconds of that left. And now it will be a new power play combination out there for the Komets. Dan Poliziani at center, number 14, Rob Moats on the left side, and Steve Salvucci right side. Ready. Grant Rozanzoff in on the no, it's Kempthorne. As here it comes, kept into the zone by Bill Nichols. Now Bill still has it, circles away from the check, goes deep to the corner. Looks around, can't find a man. Now to the point, it's Rob Moats. Moats across the point, looks back into the corner. On the far side, it comes to Poliziani. He's knocked off the puck. Now it's taken away as Salvucci with it. Here's Steve on the corner, in front of the net, looks, shoots wide. Another shot went wide as Moats tried to get a piece of it. Now out the slot, a drive off the side of the net again by Salvucci. Here's Sal behind the net, trying to get it around front. Pokes away at it, can't get it. Hanging on is the goaltender as Lestuca decides that's enough of that. So the Komets put on some power in a hurry as winger Al Graves gets back to the bench. Graves, a left winger, is a fair newcomer here. He's only played 10 games with the Peoria Prancers. Power play time's over. Both teams are back at equal strength. And again, it will be Dan Poliziani in for the faceoff, this time against Mike Prestage, as Peoria controlling behind their own net. Prestige coming around, sort of a decoy, comes back up the middle and breaks to center ice, and they rifle the puck all the way back in the Fort Wayne corner. And Prestige gets the touch. He's going to be offside, but instead it's Danny Sancardi who makes the move. Fired out nicely by Nichols over center ice as Poliziani couldn't touch it, as he would have been offside. Here comes a 2-on-1 though for the Peoria Prancers. Here's Glenn Oliver going in. He looks, he's right in front of the net, fires it, it's wide. Another one wide. They scramble at the goal mouth, and Steve Salvucci up with the puck for Fort Wayne. Steve on his way to the line. Into the zone he goes. Drops it off to Big John. Hillworth fires. Save. Rebound out. And Salvucci got the puck for a shot but couldn't make it. Now it's Ron Megan who clears it out to center ice, and back to cover is Craig Steenson for the Komets. Steenson off to Wayne Bishop. Bishop is going to be chased. Comes out of there with a puck. Feeds a lead pass to Craig Steenson, who bangs it off the boards deep behind the Peoria net. Lustica leaves it there. It's sent around the far boards, and out comes Kempthorne with it, looking to set up the play at center ice, and Kempthorne is nailed by Hillworth. Puck all the way to the Fort Wayne zone, will be touched by Wayne Bishop and an icing call against the Peoria Prancers. So the faceoff will go right back into the Fort Wayne zone. Mike Boland heading out to combat as the Komets change lines in defense. Boland, a veteran Komet, captain of the last Turner Cup championship team in '73. Doug Rigler is okay. He was in with heat on his back between periods. He's in the faceoff circle for the Komets. Jerry August pops it out the boards to center. Steenson puts it up into the air. It goes all the way to the far boards, and Rigler, the referee, got in the way. Riggs now blocks his pass out in front of the net. Broken up again as the Peoria defense working well. Long lead pass to the Fort Wayne zone, headed by George White, taken by the Fort Wayne defense. Steenson up the middle to Rigler. On the boards to Laird. He dumps it all the way back into the Peoria zone. Schreiber on the play. Here's Wally. Tied up, trying to kick the puck up. Gets it loose to Rigler. Rigler coming out to the point to Craig Steenson. Steenson puts it in. It's blocked in the breakaway. Here comes George White. Steenson trying to catch him. White coming in on Sancardi. He hits the post. Let's see what happened there as the post came right off the pegs. We may have the tying goal there, I would offhand think, as the Prancers at 3:37 of the period tie it up. And we got a brand new hockey game here. They'll have to repair the damage as the K's careless down in their own zone. And a Rant puck just deflected the wrong way. White with an unassisted goal. His first goal of the season, so a little bit of a lax spell by the Komets creating a problem. As Grant Rozanzoff back out at center ice now for Peoria to face off against Bobby Atwell of the Komets, and the K's at a 2-2 tie are going to have to lean on it. Great deal of tentative attitude by the Komets for some strange reason or other. As Nichols now sends it all the way around behind the net, and the goaltender makes the play first of all. Dale Baldwin to the board, sends it out to the point to Nichols. Here's Billy back in the corner for Baldwin. Came wide up in the slot, and we have the puck advanced to a teammate with a hand by the Peoria Prancers, and that drew a whistle. So the faceoff will stay on the Peoria zone to the right of their goaltender, Jeff Lastika. We've got a tie hockey game at 2-2 with still 16 minutes and 7 seconds left. The Komets have outshot the Prancers 28-18 thus far, as the shot clock shows you there. A courtesy in the Memorial Coliseum that no other arena in the IHL has. The shot clock, keeping all the fans informed. Bob Atwell, number 20, waiting in the face-off circle against Rozanzoff. Up it comes, and all the way to center ice, and the Komets have to go back to cover it. All right, here's Vic Moore now, circling at his own zone, being chased by McGinnis. He's still deep at his zone. Now sends it up the boards to Atwell, who couldn't reach it. Rozanzoff's got it and pounds it right back into the Fort Wayne zone. Came hard off the boards, picked up by Bill Nichols. Here's Billy coming up the boards. He's ridden off the puck. Ian McGinnis, a score on a completely super play as Rozanzoff takes a pass from behind the net and hammers it on by Sancartier. And now the Prancers are in the lead 3-2, and the goal came at 4:15. So if the K's had any delusions about their streak and the Peoria Prancers way down in the standings, they're going to have to rethink what's happened. So Rozanzoff. McGinnis. So the Komets now are going to have their work cut out for them. Here goes Salvucci. Maybe Sal can do it by himself. They roar when Sal goes to the line, I'll tell you, but he overstick handled it that time, just overpowered himself. Now here's Sal circling. He's coming by one man, but taken away, and here comes Kempthorne to the line. He's knocked down in the play by Boland, but hangs onto it and dumps it to the corner. Now the loose puck played by Hillworth. Hillworth at center to Poliziani. Back it comes to Salvucci, and his shot deflects way up into the crowd behind the Peoria bench. In fact, all the way up to the top row. Good fielding play up there. Fan holding his souvenir at whatever cost. Threat of life and limb for 35 cents or 50 cents, whatever the case may be, and he hands it to his friend. And a memento of tonight's game. Dan Poliziani for the face-off against Mike Prestige, just inside the Peoria line. Komets control it, but not for long, as it's bounded around at center ice. Salvucci's got it and backhands it into the Peoria corner. Lastika, the goaltender, left it behind the net, shoveled around the far boards, picked up by Glenn Oliver, and all the way to center ice before Mike Boland finally knocks it down. Sends it back through, and it is Wayne Bishop who dumps it back into the Peoria corner. Steve Harrison for the Prancers. Fires it up the defense, and here comes Kempthorne. He's nailed on the play, but he does get the lead pass up to Prestige. Prestige with a shot goes high into the air and hanging on, Sancartier. 14:41 left in this match, and the Komets are trailing it as they got the first two goals of the match in the second period. Salvucci at 2:52 and Moats at 10:01, and they've flattened out. Going to have to get the reserve strength going right now. Had a tough one here last night as they really let it all out last night to beat Milwaukee. Be tough to sacrifice it here tonight against Peoria. Atwell, Moats, and Baldwin, the forward line for the Komets. Keith Knight in for the face-off for the Peoria Prancers. As Knight and White, along with Graves, the forward line. Knock out, up it comes as White trying to get a shot away. The puck lays loose. Who's going to get to it? Komets, here they come as Moats at center ice. Long pass into the zone. Baldwin has to go to the corner on the play. Here's Baldy up in the slot to Moats. He's carried off the puck. Picked up and dumped to center, and it's opening up wide now. Here they come into the zone. It will be Graves Carried nicely off the puck by Vic Moore, and he's knocked down, and after it is Atwell, but he left it out at the left side. From the point, the shot dribbles right to the defense. Poked away as here comes Baldwin on his way to center. They're looking for a break. In goes Moats, left side. They're having a terrible time controlling it right now. Moats knocked off the puck, and it's cleared to center ice. Steenson waits. His team is onside, sends it back the boards as Bob Atwell circles. Atwell looking around. He's got Wally Schreiber breaking in the zone left side. Here's Wally trying to set it up to Atwell. The pass goes wide, and Atwell has to go to the far corner. Drops it behind the net to Laird. Laird on the boards. Out front it comes. Schreiber sends it far away on the corner. Atwell taken off the puck hard to the boards. Out it comes to the point. As Vic Morin goes to check, Schreiber can't pick up his man, and into the zone it will be Al Graves, who dumps it deep in the Fort Wayne corner. Komets coming back. Nichols out to Robbie Laird. At center to Schreiber. Wally over the line, looks and sends it loose, but it's a wide pass. Nobody able to handle it. And Vic Morin has to go back hard on the play. Tips it off behind the net, as into forecheck was Brian Shaw. Komets back with it again. Out to center. The pass is long, and Peoria just pumps it right back in the Fort Wayne zone. Vic Morin is going to be chased by Rozanzov. Dumps the pass off to Bill Nichols. Nichols to Morin. Morin trying to come up the middle. Had a center open, but elected to carry it instead. Now Morin over center. Good pass to Wrigler. Wrigler still had it. Now Laird got it. Couldn't play it. Turned to the boards by the goaltender. Kept into the zone by Bill Nichols. He fires, and it deflects out into the left corner. Steve Harrison bangs it off the glass. Out at center, Rozanzov, as it came off the referee, into the Fort Wayne zone, cuts across the defense, can't get the shot away. Now circles in front of the net, knocked down by Wayne Bishop, turned wide. Rozanzov got it back. Now Bishop has it again, whips it up the boards, as it is going to be Schreiber by the defense. Wally into the attacking zone, wide right side. Nice poke check on the play by Rozanzov, who came back hard. Now turned all the way back to center. In fact, back into the Fort Wayne zone, as Peoria, smelling victory here, has really toughened up on their checking. Out the boards it comes. Back it goes all the way to the Peoria corner. Icing will be called against the Fort Wayne Komets, as the Prancers, finding success here and leading by 3-2, are beginning to skate hard. So the face-off back of the Fort Wayne zone will be to the left of Danny Sancartier. Still 12-19 left in the match. Poliziani for the Komets on the face-off against Mike Prestige, number 22 of the Peoria Prancers. Poliziani gets the draw, and it's Salvucci behind the net. Right up the slot it comes. As Poliziani trying to poke it by his check, can't do the job, kept into the zone. As the Komets just having a tough time getting it out. Now it is out, as Poliziani knocked off the puck by Megan. As deep, Megan lost the puck for a moment. Comes back up the slot to Prestige. Out at center ice it comes, and into the zone as Kempthorne around the defense, out front. Look, shoots. Great save, Sancartier. Just got a stick on it. Now sent to the right boards, and John Hillworth turns it off the boards. It's going to be too powerful. Kempthorne's got it back, and he fires wide. All the way back it goes as Poliziani steals. He's got somebody with him on the play, but he can't get to it before Turnbull makes the move. Up the slot. Oh, and before a shot could be taken that time by Steenson. A great check by the defense of the Prancers as Hillworth goes back for a touch, back in his own zone, and an icing call against the Prancers puts the faceoff back on Peoria ice as Hillworth heads for the bench on a line change. So the faceoff deep on Peoria ice, now to the left of their goaltender, Jeff Lestuca. Bob Atwell for the Komets, number 20, will take the faceoff. And he'll face off against Keith Knight. Atwell, Moats, and Baldwin. 3-2 Peoria. 11:25 to go. Big face-off here. Peoria controlling. Steve Harrison, the captain of the Prancers, behind his net. Nice pass up the middle to Al Graves, who broke into the zone, and the puck now goes all the way to the corner. As Bill Nichols around the boards, tied up by Graves. Baldwin in now, tying up his man. Baldy trying to kick the puck loose, and they'll finally get a whistle and a face-off. So they untangle, and the face-off stays down in the Fort Wayne zone to the right of Dan Sancartier. Bill Nichols, one of the last cuts on the Olympic team, wearing number 10 for the Komets. Been a real strong addition to the club. Keith Knight facing it off against Bob Atwell, Fort Wayne zone, the right of San Cartier. Get a false start as they jump in the circle. All right, let's do it again. And again, they jump a little too quickly. Referee in the middle of it saying something or other. All right, now they get it moved as it is Peoria controlling out at the point back in the corner. As Al Graves trying to center it, but it goes all the way back to the Peoria line before Steve Harrison of the Prancers controls it. He flips it way up into the air. Back it goes to the Fort Wayne zone. San Cartier has to make a save. Nichols around behind his net, up the boards as it's turned wide out at center ice. After it is Rob Moats, and he overskates the play as Steve Harrison pulled off the puck momentarily. But here comes Peoria back on the zone, wide down the right side. George White can't get around the defense. Up the slot, broken up by Fort Wayne as Bill Nichols fires it up the boards, and here goes Dale Baldwin on the attack. Into the zone he goes. Looks for Moats. He can't find him now. Behind the net, out front it comes. Now Vic Morin back in the corner. It goes to Dale Baldwin. It took a bounce off his stick, golfed up into the crowd over the glass. As the Komets, with another golden opportunity, just didn't click at the goal mouth. Another fan with a souvenir down behind the glass at the Peoria zone. With 10:21 still to go. Both teams now changing lines, and while we wait for the next face-off, this is Fort Wayne Komet hockey. As Rozanzov and Rigler for the draw. They scrum away, and Peoria back out with it again as they've been doing well in the face-off circle. On the wide left wing to Shaw. His shot saves San Cartier. On the boards in the corner. Shaw checked off the puck once by Schreiber. Steenson just dives in there and makes a play on it. They still scrum around for the puck and finally get a whistle, as Hodgson, the referee, was standing right over a pile of people and had not blown the whistle. And being crammed into the boards, Brian Shaw. He didn't take offense to it, so they unfold and go back for the face-off. Again to the left of San Cartier. As Peoria's offense has begun to show, they've caught up with the Komets along the line. Komets have only had 3 shots on goal. Well, Peoria's had 6 thus far in the third period. Rigler and Rozanzov for the draw. Riggs gets the draw, and here's Steenson up the boards, but it was a bad pass and a shot on goal, and San Cartier just barely got the handle on that one. Just barely. And the crispness of last night not evident at the moment in the Komet offense. But as we talked to Ron Elliott in the pregame show, some teams with no system whatsoever, it's just ramble scramble hockey. They can be very difficult teams to play against because they're totally unorganized. And you have an organized defense, and you try to figure out what they're going to do, and it doesn't always work. Brian Campbell in the face-off circle, the linesman, along with Dan Poliziani of the Komets. Dan has to wear a glass mask across his face because of a severe eye injury he suffered last year in the league, and it fogs up on him occasionally, makes it very difficult. So Rozanzov and Poliziani in the face-off circle. And Poliziani just dives into the situation. Here's Salvucci dumping it out to center ice, where Ian McGinnis has it back for Peoria. Back to his defense, shoveled up the boards and right into the Peoria bench off the back of the referee, Harry Hodgson, with 9:49 left in this match. So the face-off halfway between the center ice red line and the Peoria blue line. The Komets are trailing it as Peoria owns a 3-2 lead. Poliziani and Rozanzov again for the draw. Komets control it, and Sal was going one way. Salvucci, they've got him back on a point. They want the speed and somebody to really bust with it. Here's Sal. Keeps coming. Right wing pass is good to Vic Morin. Morin goes to the Peoria line. Sends it by the defense as Poliziani heads into the corner. He's carried off the puck hard. On the corner, Salvucci. Poliziani, they knock it down, but it's up into the crowd. And another souvenir as the fans are snapping him up in pretty good shape. Pretty near lost his glasses getting that one, but $100 pair of glasses. Look, I've got the puck. So the teams will make line changes here. Doug Rigler out for Fort Wayne. At center, his wingers are Laird on the left side, number 19 next to the boards, and Wally Schreiber, who got his 30th goal last night on the way to a hat trick. All right, here we come. Mike Prestige in the face-off circle, as they're having some problems handling the face-offs. Dump back to the Fort Wayne line where Vic Morin has it for the Komets. Here's Vic starting to circle, looks around, tentatively broken up, and in goes Prestige. He looks, he shoots. Danny Sancardier with a great save. Now here they come. Up the middle it comes to Robbie Laird. He's got some room. Over the line, feeds it off to Rigler. Rigler goes down as he's held off the play by Kempthorne. All the way to the corner, Schreiber knocks his man off the play. In goes Laird as he battles with Prestige on the boards. They finally get a whistle blown as there's a lot of banging around in the boards in the corner again. Vic Morin about had a thank you job there as Doug Rigler waiting in the face-off circle. The Komets number 8. Outstanding sentiment in the IHL. And Riggs now will be replaced at center as they're doubling up, moving Bob Atwell into the pivot spot. Atwell, Schreiber, and Laird. Atwell to face it off against Mike Prestige. They need one quick. Here it comes. As Wayne Bishop, he fires, save, rebound, score! I believe Robbie Laird tipped it right over the top of Lustica on a rebound. Robbie Laird gets the goal, and a happy Robbie. We've got a tie hockey game. At a time when I figured something had to happen in a hurry if the K's were going to get back at it. And a happy Komet bench. As Rob Laird picks up goal number 20. So, brand new hockey game here with 8:53 left. See who the assists were. Atwell and Bishop. Okay, Komets coming out again, and Peoria had to carry the puck to the zone, pulled down on the play. Penalty call against the Fort Wayne Komets. A tripping call against the Komets. A costly one at this particular juncture. And it will be Atwell who will serve it. 11:19 of the period, so the Komets shorthanded for 2 minutes. We've got a tie hockey game at 3. And watch the old pressure go on now as Peoria smelling victory here. The Komets shorthanded for 2 minutes. They're really going to lay it on here now as Ron Elliott at the Fort Wayne bench. A little concerned now as he watches his team. Let's see how well the Komets can kill off the penalty. Valeziani for the Komets to face it off against Knight. Here it comes to the zone, right out in front of the net. A bouncer and a save, Sancardier. Bill Nichols on the boards, pokes it up to the corner. Valeziani hammers it, but he couldn't get it out. Megan goes in, drive, shot, knocked wide. Komets can't control it. Now wide it comes again. This time it is Knight, right boards. Skates to the net. Now into the hole he goes. Around behind the net, picked up by McGinnis. He's ridden off the play by Bill Nichols. Nichols has the puck on the boards, draws a crowd, and out to the left point. Grant Rozantsov feeds down the left boards to McGinnis. McGinnis in behind the net to the defense as Wayne Bishop takes a shot at his man. Now it's Salvucci. Steve on the boards. Has it poked loose. Who's going to get to it? All the way to the point to Rozantsov. Back in the corner it comes behind the net as Shaw picks it up around the board. Shaw is harassed hard by Wayne Bishop. On the boards they go to tie it up. McGinnis trying to kick it out. He does. Rozantsov's got it. Slips it right to the front of the net. All the way to the right corner. Keith Knight. Out to the point to Megan. Back in the corner to Knight. Knight trying to get a play. All the way up the slot. Rozantsov looks. Fires. Save Sancardier. Great save for Danny as Peoria really has the pressure on. To the left point now. Rozantsov coming up the slot. Is he going to fire? Sends it off to Ron Megan. Back up the slot. Rozantsov to Megan. All the way across to the far side. It's knocked down to Rozantsov as again Peoria being very patient, trying to get the shot they want. Here's the drive, and it's turned off into the corner again as Bishop knocks his man down in front of the net. Out it comes, and Megan couldn't hold it in the zone, and the fans appreciate that one. Now back at the Peoria zone it comes as Wayne Bishop goes in, drives his man off the play. It came loose. Komets just flip it all the way back into the zone. 15 seconds left in the power play as it's Rigler behind the net, driven hard to the corner, tied up on the play. Schreiber goes to the zone. Rigler got it back, pulled down on the play. And the fans are getting restless on that one. Here they come on the rush to the Fort Wayne line. Schreiber figures, heck, if they can tackle me at one end of the rink, I might as well tackle them at the other end, and he manages to push his man off the zone for an offside play. .6:43 still left in the match as we have some line changes out. Face-off will be outside the Fort Wayne blue line. 3-3 the score. 2 seconds left in the penalty to Bob Atwell. And the K's will be back at full strength. Rigler for the Komets to face off against Prestige of the Peoria Prancers. Big face-off here as Rigler ties Prestige up. He comes through with the puck. He's tripped to the ice. Okay, both teams now back at full strength. Peoria sends the puck into the Fort Wayne corner. Craig Steenson on the play. Round behind the net, feeds the puck loose to Mike Boland. Boland up the right boards, is going to be trapped. Sends it behind the net, and here comes Steenson for the Komets. Up the middle, a pass deflected by Rigler, but not far enough, and it's Jerry August who hammers it in behind the Fort Wayne net. Sancartier leaves the puck. Here come the Komets. Nice move up ahead of one man. Rigler on his way at center to Laird. Laird dumps it into the Peoria corner. After it goes Schreiber. Pulled down from behind. No penalty called. Now, right to the goal mouth it comes. Here's another one as it is Atwell into the slot. Shot wide by Schreiber. Kempthorne on the boards in the corner. Now goes off behind his net. The puck poked away. After it goes Atwell. Can't handle it. Now Atwell does get it. Dumps it back in the corner. Laird and Harrison. They bang hard to the corner. In goes Atwell. Bangs his man off the play. But it's centered out and back up ice comes Peoria. Glenn Oliver to the Fort Wayne line. In it goes to Mike Prestige. 3-on-1. At the net. Score! I believe it was Brad Kempthorne who got the goal as they came in on a 3-on-1 at 14-17. Peoria back in the lead again. Kempthorne. And the fans are restless. They realize there should have been a penalty, at least one called at the other end against the Peoria Prancers that was not called. And the Prancers back to a 4-3 lead. Prestige and Oliver as the Prancers giving the Komets fits here tonight. Peoria with the puck now as it flips up right into the penalty box at the Peoria line. And the crowd begins their chant, "We want a ref." Good crowd here tonight. As Bob Atwell to face off for Fort Wayne against Keith Knight just inside the Peoria zone. He sends it out to center ice, and Bill Nichols looks for Dale Baldwin, who broke in deep far side. Baldy around behind the net now. Puts a good check on Doug Purrier. Baldwin up with a puck is nailed. Down in the far corner it goes. Purrier on the boards. Tied up by Rob Moats. Komets have it. Now into the boards it goes. In front of the net as Atwell couldn't get a shot away, but Baldwin's got it back. Here's Baldy looking around, sending it into the corner to Moats. Out to the point it comes. Dick Morin looks, fires. Ooh, deflected wide of the net. Now Komets try to hold the puck in. Here they come up the boards. At center, another 2-on-1 comes to Peoria, but they could not get the pass into the zone. And we have a whistle for an offside play. 5 minutes and 8 seconds left in the match. It is 4-3 in favor of the Peoria Prancers. Following the third period, we'll be down at ice level as we will interview our game stars, and we're kind of hoping for a happy ending in order to get a happy interview here. 5:08 still to go in this match. 4-3 Peoria as the Prancers have been a sticky crew tonight. Lazanzov on for the faceoff against the Komets Poliziani just inside the Peoria line. 4-3 Peoria. Okay, here we go. As the referee has a word or two to his linesman. Poliziani gets the draw to Craig Steenson. Cross rink it comes to Big John, who whips it back into the corner. Goes after it deep in the boards. He's nailed on the play as John Hillworth trying to move the puck. He's still scrumming in the corner for it. Can't get to it as Salvucci with a great job in the corner. Got it out. Fortunately, didn't get to the point as there was nobody there to cover it. They'll tie it up deep on Peoria ice on the far boards. As Hillworth, a major factor in plugging up traffic. So the faceoff will stay on the Peoria zone to the left of the goaltender, Jeff Lustica. Captain Dale Baldwin having a little discussion at this particular moment. As we're looking for an illegal stick right now. And he's got it. Jerry August, who had too much hook in the stick. It was discovered by Coach Ron Elliott. He was waiting for the right time to make a move on it. And right now the referee is using a special measuring tool to check the hook on the stick. And let's see what he's going to do with it. Yes, sir, it was a bad stick. As the referee now will initial it. With 4:49 left in this match. And it's a minor penalty to Jerry August, which gives the Komets a power play opportunity. So Harry Hodgson, the referee, has to show Captain Steve Harrison that it was an illegal stick. Harrison says, okay, it was. Face-off stays. Now Harrison will go over and make a little report to his coach. As Pat Kelly looking a little chagrined on the far side with a 4-3 lead. Kind of a costly minor penalty because of an illegal stick. And this is something that is, it's a tactical move. You don't use it too often. But here's a case where the Komets are down by 1 with less than 5 minutes to go. Ron Elliott trying to give his team a little lift. And he's given them their opportunity as Ron at the Fort Wayne bench figuring, okay, guys, with the power play, let's see what we're going to do with that. And August gave a little gesture there to Comet coach Ron Elliott. Didn't bother Ronnie too much because Jerry's in the penalty box. The Komets have a power play opportunity. And let's see if they can cash in on it. 4-3 Peoria with 4:49 left in the match. These are the kind of breaks, if you can cash on them, can fire you up and really move you on. Bob Atwell in the face-off circle against Grant Rozanzoff on Peoria ice. Big face-off. Here it goes as Atwell in a scrum for the puck. Peoria comes up with it, though, and whip it way up into the air. And it's all the way into the Fort Wayne corner. Back goes Vic Morin to play it. McGinnis up the boards to Dale Baldwin. Baldy coming out of the zone. Cross rink to Morin. Here's Vic, and he fires it off the boards in behind the Peoria net where the goaltender Lustica handles it. Kept into the zone by Vic. Out at the point to Baldwin. Here's Baldy all the way into the corner behind the net again, and the goaltender had to play it. Came off the far boards. Up it comes. Unable to play the puck was Atwell. Out at center, one-on-one Rozanzoff. In he goes on Vic Morin. Rozanzoff down to the left side. Carried off the puck by Rob Moats. Good move by Rob. Here's Moats with the puck. Coming out for the Komets. Robbie can fly. He's looking for help. Doesn't have it yet. Comes across all the way to the right side. Into the zone he goes. Hooked off the play. Keeps coming with it. In front. Fires the puck. He got it back. He fires again. High. Here comes Dale Baldwin. Baldy fires again high as the Komets can't get the sights turned down. Into the corner it goes as it will be Wally Schreiber. Up the slot it comes. Schreiber down the left side. Back up the middle to Vic Morin. Vic fires. Save. Rebound. Atwell couldn't get a shot away. And back it comes. Cleared nicely by the Peoria defense. Good pressure by the Komets as they're making use of the power play time. Now here comes Morin again. Into the zone goes Vic. Across the zone, drops it off to the wide side. On the corner, sends it deep into the zone. Laird and Megan after the puck. Laird's got it. Here's Robbie coming up the boards. He's hooked down on the play. No play called. Out it comes. As it's unable to be played again, it's Peoria coming up as Kempthorne nails it and fires it back in the Fort Wayne corner. Here they come again. Komets with Morin on his way to center ice. 20 seconds left. Off the boards it goes as Vic hammers it around behind the net, and the goaltender clears it all the way back in the Fort Wayne zone. Dan Sancartier watching it go as Boland. Oops, there was nobody home as Sancartier cleared it the wrong wing. Now into the zone, knocked down on the play. Trying to kick it loose Fort Wayne, but it's tied up in the zone by Glenn Oliver for a whistle with only 3 seconds left on the clock. So while we have a line change here, a good chance for us to stop and let you know this is Fort Wayne Komet hockey. Ready for the puck to be dropped. Face-off will be to the right of Sancartier. Keith Knight on the draw with Wally Schreiber of the Komets. Here we come. Out it comes toward the point to Harrison. He fires it into the Fort Wayne corner. Wayne Bishop on the play, but it's Craig Steenson coming up the left boards. Here comes Steenson on his way to center ice. He's going to have to motor. He's on his way to the line, dumped into the zone as Hillworth did hold up. Now Steenson on the boards, trying to get it to the front of the net. It's Schreiber behind the goal, looks for help. Spins away from one check. He's nailed. Now it is Hillworth in the boards, out in front of the net. Here it comes as Wayne Bishop fires it at the goal, wide. Now come out left side here. Steenson with a drive in front of net. Oh, right at the goal mouth, and nobody got to it as Schreiber going through the goal crease. The puck slid in underneath the goaltender. Lastica almost went in. Steve Harrison standing on top of the pile, and Wally Schreiber looks up as if to say, man alive, what do I have to do? 2:21 left in this match, 4-3 Peoria as the Komets try to put heavy pressure on that Peoria net and goaltender Jeff Lastica. Wally Schreiber, the league's leading scorer, 30-goal man for the Komets. And the line changes out. It will be Baldwin, along with Bob Atwell, Rob Moats, a lot of shuffling around as Peoria making some player changes as well, trying to get defensively the toughest people they have in there. As August is back on the ice with a new stick, certainly wearing number 3 for the Peoria Prancers. Here's a big face-off right here. As it goes to the corner, August has it, bangs it up the boards, kept into the zone by Bill Nichols. Back out it comes and finally cleared to the Fort Wayne zone. Back for it for the Komets is Vic Morin. Here's Vic, starts out to center. Lead pass right into a Peoria stick, and it's flipped way into the air to the Fort Wayne zone as Sancartier fires it out, but gets a whistle. Danny moved way out of his net, figuring he could give a little forward pass on that one with 2:05 left in this match in the hopes that he could send a winger flying. 4-3 Peoria as the Komets looking at a 9-game victory string on the line right now. Face-off will be in the circle to the right of Sancartier. .31-28 the shot clock. As you can see, the Prancers have really put it on the K's here in the third period, and they've really gotten momentum. All right, Rozanzoff and Atwell for a big face-off in the Fort Wayne zone with 180 feet to go to the other end of the rink for the Komets, and it goes to Peoria. Here's a drive wide by Harrison. Back to play it is Rob Moats of the Komets. Here's Robbie coming up ice. Lead pass to Baldwin at center. Baldy was in the hole. Here goes Baldy. Poke checked away nicely by Steve Harrison and picked up by Rozanzoff. Rozanzoff into the slot. Broken up by Fort Wayne, now covered by Atwell. And back out comes Vic Morin. Morin starts towards center ice. They've got to get a rush on in a hurry as it's Rob Moats feeding it off wide left side. Baldwin at the line, trying to fire it through. At the point, kept in by Bill Nichols. Back in the corner. Broken up one time, sent back out. Nichols holds it inside the zone again. And he, along with winger Brian Shaw, go down and tie the puck up just inside the line. 1 minute and 29 seconds left in the match as Nichols gets back up again. Now, pretty soon as we get into that area of a minute or less, we'll have to watch the Fort Wayne net to see if Danny Sancartier is going to make a run for the bench, depending on if the puck, of course, will be inside the Peoria zone in favor of the extra forward as the Komets trail it by a goal. Poliziani at center. Robbie Laird now at left wing. The right wing is Steve Salvucci. Here it comes, and out at center it is picked up by the Komets and turned right back into the Peoria corner. Ron Megan on the boards. Nailed by Poliziani deep in the zone. Kicks the puck loose. Poliziani's got it again. He's being ragged hard by Glenn Oliver in the corner. Laird trying to come out with it, and he is pulled off the play completely. And out it comes, kept into the zone nicely by the Komets. In front of the net, Salvucci with a shot just wide. Far boards Laird. Out in front of the net, knocked down. Turned back up the left boards, and out at center it comes. As Brad Kempthorne coming in, he's got a man with him. It's Prestige. Here's Kempthorne to Prestige at the goal mouth. It's a save, Sancartier. Coming the Komets, back up ice, on the move. All the way to the line goes Schreiber. Dumps it back into the corner. And after it goes Laird. Up the boards, kept in by Poliziani. Behind the net to Laird. Here's Robbie trying to get it out on the boards. Can he do the job? Schreiber with a drive. It's knocked down, turned wide. As stolen again by Salvucci. A drive, knocked down again. And it's another one by Rigler that's knocked down. Far side is Poliziani. And I mean to tell you, the front of that Peoria net was like a war. As the interference in front of the Peoria net was fierce. There's no doubt there should have been a penalty called. as Rigler was tied up right inside the goalpost, but there is no call made by the referee. And the penalty call is going to go against the Fort Wayne Komets, if you can believe that. Laird a high stick. A slash by the goaltender. And it came at 19:26. So Robbie and the goaltender. Coincidental minors. Face-off stays at the Peoria zone. As discussion continues now between our referee, Mr. Hodgson, and the Peoria captain, Steve Harrison. Captain Dale Baldwin representing the Komets to make sure that any arbitration will be handled expeditiously. Okay, Baldwin is satisfied that whatever the ruling is turned out to be relatively decent, and he'll skate on over, I believe, or will he, to report to the coach. And here comes Danny Sancartier out of that net. 34 seconds left. They want the extra forward on. As Sancartier to the Fort Wayne bench, the Komets are down by a goal. Out comes Big John Hillworth, as John will join the crowd. And you watch for number 2, because the first place he is going to be is right in front of the Peoria net. Right now, John calls for a timeout, and that will be charged to the Fort Wayne Komets. And Ron Elliott at that bench is going to see what kind of strategy he can mount with Danny Sancartier out of the net. Ron's going to gather his troops to find out just how they plan to play it. Hillworth skates back and heads for his bench, but here are the participants now. He's getting careful attention from Vic Morin, Wally Schreiber, Dale Baldwin wearing the C, of course, the Komet captain, Doug Rigler on the near side, and across the way, Pat Kelly holding a little meeting of his troops to see what they can do strategy-wise, as Fort Wayne will have a one-man advantage because of pulling the goaltender. They'll have the extra man in the Peoria zone when the face-off is taken. Of course, the net is unguarded, so the Komets are going to have to control the face-off and hope that Peoria cannot get loose and fire one down in the Fort Wayne zone. 34 seconds is all we have. Empty net for the Fort Wayne Komets as Danny Sancartier is on the bench, and a long way down to the other end of the arena is where the face-off is going to be. So that's the territory that has to be covered by a speeding puck if Peoria gets to it, as the Komets try their best to get a face-off and pressure. Bob Atwell for the Komets will be in for the biggest face-off of the match right now. And they'll wait in the face-off circle. The Komets with Atwell, Rigler, Baldwin, Morin, and Schreiber. Okay, are we ready? 34 seconds left in this match, 4-3 Peoria. The K's 9-game win string is on the line right now. Atwell ready as he takes his man off the play, but Steve Harrison around the far boards trying to get it out at the point. Baldwin keeps it in around behind the net. Rigler had it bounce away from him. Up it comes to Baldwin. Here's Baldwin on the left point as Vic Morin. Here comes Vic in front of the net, and instead of firing it, he cast it close. Here's another one at the goal mouth that's knocked down, thrown up into the crowd by the Peoria Prancers. And a penalty call for delay of game against Peoria. Grant Rozanzoff, he threw the puck up into the crowd. That's a game delay. Whoops, they give it to Harrison. Delay. And they give it to him for closing his hand. And that one came at 19:45. Now, the Komets have a two-man advantage. There's only 15 seconds left on the clock, and they trail it by a goal. So let's see what the strategy is here as the face-off stays at the Peoria zone, and the Peoria Prancers decide, hey, let's us take a timeout and see what we're going to do with it. So Captain Steve Harrison cost his team a very valuable advantage at a very critical time with only 15 seconds on the clock as he threw the puck into the crowd. And it wasn't for throwing the puck, it was for closing his hand over it, which is illegal. The Komets again gather, and Ron Elliott gets one more chance for a little strategy talk with 15 seconds left on the clock. 4-3 in favor of the Peoria Prancers. It takes one shot, one goal in the next 15 seconds, and we could have a little overtime hockey. All right, the biggest face-off of the night now with Doug Rigler in the face-off circle. 15 seconds left. Komets with a two-man advantage, actually. Komets are in Toledo to meet the Gold Diggers on the air on WOWO, so we'll see if the K's can't hold that second-place spot as best they can by, at this particular point in time, having a victory in Toledo. We'll be back with our post-game show, and we'll be talking to some of the Komet stars right after this.
Good hot dog. When it's lunchtime or...
Okay, tough night tonight for the Fort Wayne Komets, and we have the stars of the game, but nobody's especially happy about what happened. A 9-game win string goes in the basket, and we've got to start another one tomorrow. Robbie, after the high you were on last night in a fantastic game against Milwaukee, it's kind of tough to pump up twice, isn't it?
Well, our bubble burst tonight, and I know there was a letdown. It was more of a mental and physical. We were up so high from Milwaukee, and let's give Peoria credit. They played a pretty strong game, but we weren't up for it near as much as last night's game. That's obvious.
Of course, it's one game after the other. You got to get up for another one with Toledo now.
We got a tough one tomorrow, and Toledo's right on our tail, and got to start all over again tomorrow afternoon, I guess it is. It is tomorrow afternoon, and I know, Mike, it's kind of tough to settle in on that one. You had a lead a couple of times, and it just wasn't the night.
Yeah, their goaltender made some good saves. We had some good scoring opportunities there, Bob, but like Robo said, it's tough. We had a good up last night, and then all of a sudden, back-to-back games. Then we got to go play tomorrow afternoon, I think. But I mean, we won 9 in a row, and I think, like you said, you got to give Peoria credit where credit is due.
That's right. You can't be up every game with an 82-game schedule, and whether you lose them at home or on the road, there comes a time for everybody.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good effort by the guys. You're sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Everybody can't be going on certain nights, but it's always good to have everybody going. But their goaltender made some big saves when he was supposed to, and they came right back. When we got the lead, they came right back and put it back in our net, and it just sort of took the momentum away from us.
That's right. It's a case of you're still putting out the effort. It just doesn't fall into place. That's the problem.
Right,
Nobody quits. Everybody tries as hard as they can.
Yeah, and sometimes the puck bounces for them, and sometimes it bounces for us.
Yeah. Sal, come over here for just a moment. Again, you're right there. You got one again tonight. At least you've got a consecutive game streak going and scoring, and it looks as though the legs are really out for you. You're flying.
Oh, the legs are getting back into shape. After I come off that the shoulder injury, I think I've been skating a little bit better, and my shots, I had some pretty good chances tonight, and I think if maybe they would have went in a little bit earlier, it might have turned things around tonight. The goalie made some nice saves, but as long as I'm getting the chances, I guess I can't complain.
Okay, these were the 3 stars tonight: Robbie Laird, Steve Salvucci, and of course Mike Boland. And that's our story from the Memorial Coliseum. Final score 4-3 in favor of the Peoria Prancers. My name's Bob Chase, and thanks very much for watching. Good night.
Watch Komet Highlights with Bob Chase each Monday night at 7 p.m. on Cablevision 25, and also at 6:30 Tuesdays on Citizens Cable Channel 10. And be sure to tune in next Sunday at 2 p.m. for the IHSAA Girls Basketball Sectional Championships. This has been a Pictrix Sports presentation.
Unfortunately, he ran into an injury problem. Now he's just getting himself back into the lineup.
We showed you, by the way, Ben Wilson wearing 2 different skates. One of the skates he's wearing has some plastic protection in it for that broken toe, so that's the difference in the 2 skates. We talked about skate sharpening a little earlier in this period. I can remember Claude Provo of the Montreal Canadiens, one of the trainers telling me he always used to want to get 1 skate sharpened. He'd take it off right in the bench, send it in to get sharpened during the game. Just one, not both. Ever see anybody like that?
Yes, I can. I've quite often seen that, Dan, and sometimes it's because they lose their edge, and sometimes it's because their acceleration skate.
Here's a long shot by Vive that Bannerman handles. Now Ben Wilson flipping it to center ice. Patterson shot it in, and Rick Vive gets it for the Leafs. The Leaf captain Vive. The number 20 Jim Korn dumped in. This is Wilson. Now to Patterson, number 26, headmanning it to Ludzik. Or it's Troy Murray, I should say, number 19, and he flips it in. Gingras back to get it, and this is icing against Chicago. The reason I thought the Provo story was so humorous is he'd stay right on the bench, and I think at times the coach would want to send him out there, and he only had one skate on.
A little difficult to skate on just one, isn't it? Well, let's take a look at that last play here. We will once again, 4 Blackhawks all back. Unfortunately, they're in the wrong position. They got clogged up on the blue line, and as a result, the Leafs had a good 2-on-1 scoring opportunity. I think Orville Tessier will have a little bit of communication with his Blackhawk players coming off the ice. He could have thrown a lasso around and got 4 of them.
The score tells on the face of Mike Nichols, the Leaf coach. 6-2 Chicago. Getting ready for a face-off in the Blackhawk zone. The Blackhawks had tried to make a line change and were too late, apparently. Well, we mentioned, Gary, sorry, that Chicago, by winning here tonight, would pull 5 points ahead of 4th place Toronto. They'll also pull to within 2 points of 2nd place St. Louis in that Norris division.
You win a couple of games and find yourself up top looking down at the other teams in the league, and then well, then you can find yourself
New Orleans, huh?
Well, the Bagheads are here in Toronto.
Here is Murray at center ice. Dumps it into the Leaf zone. Paul Matier leaving it for Gary Nyland. Nyland to Derlego. Bill Derlego, number 19. Normally a center. He's become a winger in this stage of the season for Toronto. Now the Hawks come back. Sear, number 11. Former first-round draft choice of the Calgary Flames, dumps it in. Dale McCourt back for Toronto. Slides it on left wing to Derlego, now to Jim Benning. Benning for Toronto to a bad angle, centered it. Unable to deflect it was Billy Harris. Leafs get it again to Derlego. Backhander, wide by a couple of feet. Here's Nyland. And Bob Murray blocked that shot and clears at the link to the ice. And it's going to be icing against Chicago. 5:16 left in the 3rd period. For our local systems, we'll pause here. This is the NHL on USA.
I got some good pot for you.
No.
Cocaine?
No, thanks.
Yo, my man, you want some ludes?
No way.
If someone offers you drugs, instead of saying something you really don't mean, just say,
No.
Got some Sensimillion for you.
No. No.
no big production number. Just say,
no.
You'd be surprised how well it works.
Pot?
No.
Five minutes, 16 seconds remaining. 6-2, Chicago leading. Hawks win the faceoff, and Rick Patterson gets it to center ice to Rich Preston. Preston dropping it to Ben Wilson, and Wilson flips it down into the Leaf zone. And it's going to be another icing call against Chicago. They're not worried about face-offs in their end of the rink with a 4-goal lead.
Well, it may not be too good for the viewers at home or the fans in the building, but the Blackhawks right now, when you've only got 2 wins on the road, you'll do anything. They don't want to see the Leafs have any momentum whatsoever, so they'll just keep dumping that puck down, even if it results in an icing call.
There you see Gary Lehman, the young Toronto defenseman. Where's jersey number 4 for this Toronto club? One of a core of young defensemen that Mike Nichols uses on a regular basis. Face-off in the Hawk zone comes to Gingras. Shoots. That deflected wide bounce right in front, but right onto a Chicago stick. And back comes Steve Larmer. He flips it in, and the Hawks head for the bench and make a line change. Troy Murray into forecheck, steals the puck. Troy Murray centers to Patterson. Off his skate, and has it for the Leafs. Dandu is checked, and Ben Wilson starts back. Fires it high. Bounced right in front of the net. The young defenseman Lehman is there. Cleared it. Troy Murray held it in, but covering up was Anderson, number 10. The Leafs have their big line on. Daou, Anderson, and Vibe, and they go offside at the Chicago blue line.
Well, that big line, as you mentioned, Dan, Daou, Anderson, and Vibe have had a lot of work over the course of the last 20, 30 games, especially when the Leafs have been so injured. Anderson has had an excellent season so far. He is third in scoring. You can see the shot by that line. Bannerman giving off a rather large rebound, one of the larger ones he's given this evening. But that is the problem when you run into injuries and you get down to a one-line team. And unfortunately for the Leafs, they have been that. They have not done much scoring. And most of it's come from Daou's line.
And when you have that situation, the other team can zero in and put their best checking line and their best defenseman out against it and hold you off the scoreboard. You have to have more than one line scoring. Puck shot in by the Hawks. Nyland is back to get it. Headmanning it to Greg Terrien. Terrien into Terry Martin. Bannerman out of the net to clear it away. Now Bob Murray slides the puck over to Bill Gardner, number 14. Now to Doug Wilson, back to Murray. Murray and Wilson have been on the ice a lot tonight, and they have really cleaned up their end of the rink. Here's Gardner flipping it into Savard. Shot from a bad angle. Palmatier a stick save, and Nyland clears it on the boards. Held in by Wilson. Shot around onto the other wing to Steve Larmer, the rookie of the year last year in the NHL. Now to Gardner. Centered one, but Stuart Gavin, number 9, intercepts for the Leafs. Drop pass to Greg Terrien. Terrien centers one. That was deflected as it went off Martin wide of the net. Now trying to dump it in front was Gavin, and Bannerman was able to smother it.
There's a perfect example of how well the Blackhawks have played in their own zone. Terrien had the puck. He came over the blue line. Do you think that he could find anybody to pass to? There wasn't another Toronto Maple Leaf that was not covered extensively by a Blackhawk player, and as a result, it was actually a nothing play. Any other time, you may have seen Terrien be able to develop something out of that, but the Blackhawks have just smothered the Leafs in the Blackhawk zone.
Shots on goal favor Toronto, 33-31. But this game has literally been won away back halfway through the second period by Chicago. They lead it here 6-2. We're into the final 3 minutes of the third period. Wilson shoots it to center. Lehman intercepting it there. The Leafs attack again. Here's McCourt. Checked and breaking away is Jeff Larmer with Lysiak. Larmer tied up on the boards by Gingras. Hawks get it again to Jeff Larmer. Drop to O'Callahan. He couldn't hold it in. Comes to center ice and gives it to Ben Wilson. Wilson now shooting it into the Toronto end of the rink. Derlego deflected it right back out. And the Hawks, Bob Murray, number 6, is there to pick it up. Murray leading a Hawk rush to center. They just dump it in. They'll let the Leafs try and carry it out. And back comes Nyland to Derlego. Bill Derlego flips it around on the boards. Bob Murray back to pick it up. Murray shooting it ahead to center ice. Nyland takes over there. Drops it back to Jim Benning, back to Nyland. At center ice, Nyland checked from behind by Troy Murray, and Murray just flips it down in to the Leaf zone again. 1:40 left here. Chicago dominating and just checking the Leafs and protecting a 6-2 lead. Here's John Anderson. Doug Wilson ties him up, and back comes Troy Murray. Murray, number 19. Skated off by Daou, and Nyland cleared it around on the boards. Now Benning for Toronto. Got it to center ice. O'Callahan fires it back in. Palmatier leaving it there, and number 4, Gary Lehman for the Leafs. Got to center. O'Callahan just poked it away. 1 minute left. Marsh breaks away for Chicago. Centered it in front for number 33, Tom McMurtry. He couldn't get it. Leafs try and clear it out, and Walt Podubny does flip it to center. Well, you have to. Here's Jerome Dupont feeding it into Steve Ludzik. Centered again, the Leafs break it up. You really have to give the Blackhawks defense and their checkers a big plus for their performance of the last half of this game.
They came into this game with an extensive game plan, and that was defense, and they have played it to the tee.
Ludzik to Marsh as Chicago got across the line. Back come the Leafs. In a check number 18. Dropping it to Rich Costello. He's checked in front of the net. And Marsh flips it to McMurtry, number 33. Tom McMurtry, just up from the Springfield Farm Club in the American League. Drops it back to center to Dupont. Now over to Boyd, number 2. He flipped it in, and this game is over as the Hawks congratulate Murray Bannerman. Shots on goal in the third period favored the Leafs 13-10. In the game, Toronto outshooting Chicago 33-31. But Chicago win the game. Bill Gardner had a goal and an assist, and he is our USA MVP. You'll meet him in our studio with Al Trautwig when we continue. The final score here at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, the Chicago Blackhawks 6, the Toronto Maple Leafs 2. We'll be back after these messages.
It takes more than high octane to keep your car performing well. That's why these world-famous stunt drivers rely on mobile detergent gasoline. They know a car with a clean carburetor performs better. It's as simple as that. Mobile detergent gasoline for your everyday driving needs.
In our world of endless imagination, anything can happen. And those of you who wear Levi's jeans know what I'm talking about. Because anywhere our minds can go, we can follow too. Go ahead, chase a dream in Levi's jeans.
Tired of those high fuel prices? Well, guess what? They're not getting any lower. Fight back with the Attic Blanket from Owens Corning. It's the most powerful roll of thermal protection you can buy. Before fuel bills put you in the red, get the Attic Blanket and put your house in the pink. Owens Corning, building products that put your house in the pink.
MCA Home Video brings you the Jaws trilogy. The original that terrified you like never before. The classic legend that spread fear. And just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water, Jaws 2. And now, nature's most terrifying creature returns in Jaws 3. Hurry to your local video store and get all 3 Jaws. They're waiting for you.
Coming up at 11 p.m. tonight, see how to get rid of your wife on the Alfred Hitchcock Hour. Bob Newhart and Jane Witherstar as a couple with a severe marriage problem. I guess so. Then on Radio 1990, Lisa Robinson gets the truth about the breakup of the rock group The Clash. And the music continues when Little Girls headlines on Hotspots. That's all coming your way at 11 p.m. Eastern Time tonight on USA. The final score at Maple Leaf Gardens tonight here in Toronto, the Chicago Blackhawks 6 and the Maple Leafs 2. Summarizing the third period scoring, quite easy, there was none. So we finished this game right where we finished after 2 periods of play. Not a lot can be said about a game in which the largest ovation from the fans was for the final minute of play. That was the situation here in Toronto tonight. But I'll tell you what the Chicago Blackhawks can say about it. They can say, we'll take it. Only their 3rd road win of the year. Our USA MVP tonight scored a goal and an assist. Billy Gardner of the Chicago Blackhawks. Billy, it was a frustrating game to watch. How was it to play in?
Well, it was a bit sluggish out there. The ice wasn't as fast as it usually is. But on a game like today, when we can win 6-2 especially, it's a big plus for us. Our road record, doesn't speak for itself too well. But 2 points is what we needed. We had a 3-point weekend, and that really helps. We played very well in Quebec and beat Toronto in our own division, who are right behind us. It's a big plus for us.
You seem to step in at all the right times for Chicago. Last year, Tom Lysiak got hurt. You filled in for him. This year, the suspensions, all the injuries, and now you're on left wing, and you seem like you're having a good time.
Well, it's kind of easy when you're playing with two great players like Dennis Savard and Steve Larmer out there. I'm just trying to patrol my wing. I'm not very used to that. The centermen try moving around, but I go up and down, keep my check, and let them, play around with the puck. And the odd time I get a break, when Denny's out there, there's lots of chances, so it's fun.
What's the biggest adjustment for you when you move from center to left wing?
Probably the stopping and starting. When you're playing center, you do a lot of circling, and the stopping and starting, picking up the winger, and coming back all the way back to the your own end. That's about the main thing.
Well, play color commentator for us a moment as we jump back to the first period and look at the goal scored by Billy Gardner, his 12th of the year. Bob Murray will get the assist, and this will tie the game at 1.
Well, right here I'm picking up the puck. I took the puck off one of their players, and I got some speed up, and I thought I'd fool him by trying to go around the net, and I came back on the short side, and he actually stopped the first one, but I dug it out and pushed it in the second time.
That was your good friend Gary Green commented on that replay right there. He said, see what a smart player Billy Gardner is. He had a situation, was looking to pass, and if that was the case, we'll talk about that in a moment, but all of a sudden saw himself in front of the net with no one there and just decided to poke the puck in. Is that what happened?
More or less. I was in all alone, and I could see our players coming in, and Palmateer sort of played the way that I was going to go around the other side of the net, so I came out, and I had lots of time, so I just tried to put it in myself.
Billy, any ideas of your own of why Chicago's had so much trouble on the road? Is it more than home cooking?
Well, I'll tell you, we've been playing really well. We've lost a lot of games by 1 goal and then, an empty net goal. We're just not getting the breaks. We've got a lot of good goal scorers out, and we're not, putting the puck in the net. But we've played fairly.
Schreiber puts in Melanson and can rest everybody for a final attack. And other coaches are doing it.
Dan, I don't think they're going to do anything about it because
they have to.
No, I think it's almost like allowing the teams 2 times outs instead of just 1. I really can't. They had their opportunity to do something about it last year when everyone thought they were going to do it at the league meetings, and nothing happened. I think they've just consented to the fact that it's just like another timeout, and the coaches will use it at their disposal. They can only use it once.
Well, I'd be more of the thought that even though it would handicap a team some night when a goaltender is injured legitimately and they want to change, that you can't have a